Okay.
Can I play? What a legend sadly got work, so we'll have to watch it later. Good luck with the stream, lad.
1 second, guys. I'm just gonna set up everything.
Hi.
Reading law. Let's do this, boys. We'll do this. Alright, everything seems to be done. Everything seems to be good. Gucci. Thank you for 5 likes already. Holy shit. We've only just started the stream. Chill, guys. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Krieger, Square, Steven's Universe, and Presume. Welcome, dudes. Okay, let me see. First, can I play? We're not playing anything today. We're not actually playing any games. We're going to be reading the Law of the Champions instead.
Hey man, hope you have a good stream. Road to 1000k.
Okay.
I won't be able to watch the stream.
Yeah,
it's to go to work, sad.
It's cool, dude. Don't worry about it. What a legend sadly got work, so I will have to watch it later. Good luck with the stream, lad. Thank you, Square. Appreciate it, dude. It's your boy Clegger here. Hey, Clegger, what's up, dude? Hi, hey, what's up? Presume, welcome. Viper, hey man. Hope you have a good stream. Road to 1k. I won't be able to watch the stream. Have to go to work. Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it, my man. But yeah, today we are going over pretty much every Champion's Law, and I'm going to be doing my best to give my opinion on it. So, close these curtains, dude. Alright, am I hearable? I need to check this, dude. I need to check and make sure I'm hearable. Alright, am I hearable? Yeah, I am. I am good. I'm good. Gucci gang. Okay. But yeah, we'll wait a couple of minutes, and then we'll get into it. We'll get into reading some law. We're gonna start off obviously with Androxus. I've already done quite a lot of Androxus's law in a video.
I get a really nice voice on.
You get a really nice voice on, but yeah, I've already done quite a lot of Champion's Law. Currently, I'm trying to investigate, Genesis and Leanne's. Obviously, if you guys are following on the channels, that's what I'm doing. I mean, today's law video was literally about Jennison versus House Ica. So yeah, I'm just trying to make connections like Buck and Genos. There's a lot of stuff connected with Buck and Genos. There's quite a lot of stuff with Androxus and Lex, which we'll cover. There's don't know why Grovers. I don't know a lot of Grovers, so I'm quite excited about that. There's Strix and Victor and Kinessa and all that crap. So it's going to be hopefully it'll be a good stream for you law theorists out there. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable. But yeah, let me go ahead and tweet the stream and everything out before we even end up starting. So I need to do that. That would be a smart idea, Rob. Yo, what's up, Super Sandwich? Welcome to the stream, dude. Love the name, by the way. It's a really, really, really dope name. Okay, so streaming. Alright. Now, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change the title in a second. Actually, I'm gonna change it to, instead of going over, I'm gonna change it to going through. It'll just make more sense that way. Honestly. Going through every Champion's Law. Make a lot more sense. So let's go ahead and change that then real quick. And then we'll start.
It's Raja man, been a bit nice job, 900 subs.
Okay, let's load the stream back up. That's saved. It is okay. Sick. It's Roger, man, being a bit nice job on 900 subs. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it. But yeah, Anyway, thank you guys for the 7 likes, and let's get into this. So obviously we're going to start off with Noctis Law. Once a noble lawman of the outer tribunal, I think that says. I'm a bit dumb, okay? Don't judge. But the circuit judges Androxus and his former partner Lex were relentless in their pursuit of criminals and threats to natural order. After a tragic confirmation with a dreadful,
subscribe and turn on notifications.
with a dreadful goddess, though he has become afflicted with an otherworldly disease, dooming him with an endless hunger for source. Now he wanders the realm adrift to feed that hunger, stripped of his rank and duties with the tribunal, and condemned to live with the curse for all time. Right, so there's a little bit of law here. Now, it does talk about Lex and Androxus being partners. Now, I'm going to cover this in more detail on a video today. Obviously, I'm not going to go too in-depth because this is going to be quite a long stream if I'm going over everybody and their connections and what I think. But if we go ahead and read Lex's, we can definitely, it is 100% connected. And we know that these guys, they was a team once, and they obviously they hunted down criminals. That was their thing. But we already know what god Androxus killed to become infected, and that was Nyx, which is the god of darkness, or Nox, even in different mythological cultures, I guess. But yes, so that's how Androxus got cursed. He ended up killing Nox or Nyx, depends on which culture you're going off, and she is the goddess of darkness. So yeah. But if we go ahead and read Lex's Law, it says the outer tribunal is made of mercilessly oath-bound judges, no more dedicated than Lex. He and his partner Androxus travelled the fringes of the realm together, tracking down infamous criminals and battling all manners of horrors on behalf of the magistrate. After encountering a sinister goddess, though, Androxus abandoned his duties and quickly rose to the top of the most wanted list. Unable to turn his back on the law or the magistrate, vowed to one day take his former partner in, dead or alive. Now, that would explain I don't think we can watch it on the PlayStation, obviously, because that's what I'm streaming through. But if you guys have watched the cinematic video where Androxus and Lex are fighting on Stone Keep, and Zin and Maeve get involved, which I'm trying to figure that out myself as well. But yeah, so Lex and Androxus were once former partners, and now Lex is hunting Androxus, which I think is pretty cool. Nice little backstory there. There's not too much, obviously, to build off of this, like what criminals did they chase before and stuff, which honestly we don't have any clue. But Lex is tied to the magistrate, and Androxus, I guess, is a freelancer. He does his own thing. He's not really tied down to either the resistance or the magistrate. Obviously, he was an ex-magistrate, but he's not anymore. He does his own thing with him being cast and everything, and now he's most wanted. And you get the gif, you get the gif, the gif, or the whatever the fucking word is. You get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, he's basically not tied to the outer tribunal anymore. Lex is still, but Androxus is not, and he does his own thing. Right, okay, let's start. Let's go over Ashes then. So we've done Ash before on the channel. Ash, Terminus, all doing their thing, what their connections are. Now, there's a couple of stuff I haven't talked about on it, so I'm going to try to do that this episode, or this stream even, this big law stream. But yeah, so Ash made a name for herself in the Magistrate's Army Bow by volunteering for the frontline duty using experimental heavy armor and weapons and siege weaponry. Lacking fitness and stability, I can't even speak. Subtly, she more than makes up for it with brutal tactics and overkill. The War Machine, as she is called by her allies and enemies alike, earned the title every time the dust settles and she was all that remains on the scorched battlefield. When the resistance emerged and brought the war to the Crosswind Hold, Ash led the charge against them with fury and determination. Now, we know which fight she's talking about here, or the Law's talking about here, because we see it in the Paladins Law video, which is the little cinematic thing that they drew up, and it's like a minute and a half long. We know what's going on there, and that was that's where she killed Terminus. That's where she killed Terminus. That's where we see Terminus die there, and that's where we first saw Khan do his own thing. He was in the background, so we know Khan was at that fight defending Crosswind Hold. So that's pretty cool. We've already gone over Terminus's death, which Ash is responsible for. She did kill Terminus on that fight defending Crosswind Hold. But yeah, we'll go over Terminus's right now, just so you guys can kind of get a little bit more of a gist of it. Whatever Terminus once was, he was since become an instrument of war fighting on behalf of the Magistrate. His mind and memories are long gone, but his broken body, bound by dark sorcery and unstable magic crystals, his lifeless yet undying state may be a mere shadow of his former self, but is also rid of his hesitation and fear. I can't even speak. He obligedly charges into battle with reckless abandon, hefting a terrifying battle axe that few mortals could lift and even fewer could hope to endure. So, basically saying that this guy is a fucking beast. He's died once. He is dead. That's what we're saying. Terminus is pretty much a zombie at this point. He is a zombie, but his soul is being trapped in the little crystal that you see, the little crystal in his chest, which obviously is a very, very resemblant of one of Ash's bullets. If we go to the little burst cannon icon there, you can see it's pretty much the same thing. So we do know that Terminus was killed by Ash. That has been confirmed by Hi-Rez already. And we know from voice lines, because he'll say stuff like, how does it feel when he kills Ash? Or when Ash kills him again, he'll be like, no, not again, or something like that. So yeah, we do know that but Terminus is pretty much a zombie at this point. He is dead. Terminus is a dead guy. Like, he's been dead for a long time now. He's been dead since the Battle of Crosswind Hold, which was like a long time before most of the people that are in the Resistance and the Magistrate was in the Magistrate at that time, and people were in the Resistance at that time. The groups were both, well, the Magistrate was big, but the Resistance was still small at this point. You know what I mean? The Resistance was still a small force. It wasn't a real threat at the time. They were still a terrorist group. That's technically what the Resistance is. They are technically a terrorist group, but they're fighting for the right thing. So think of this as like, alright, so think you've got like corrupt government. That's what the Magistrate is. It's a corrupt government. And you've got these terrorists which are fighting back. They are technically terrorists, but they're fighting for right. They're fighting for what is right, and they're fighting for freedom. They're fighting for free of will, and that's what the Resistance is. They're technically seen as the good guys. The Paladins, that's what they are seen as, the good guys, and the Magistrate is seen as the bad guys. But yeah, so that's what the Magistrate is. It's a corrupt government, and obviously, you got Grand Minister Carr leading that. And, he's a sorcerer. He is the one that brought Terminus back to life as a zombie, pretty much, and imprisoned him inside of this crystal, which you see inside his chest. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty little cool little story to build upon. But we do know that Terminus and Nara have some kind of relationship that we've seen in the trailer, or the Resistance vs Magistrate Law video that I've covered. Like, I keep resenting back to that because it is a valuable source of information. There is a lot of information in it that still, even now, is unanswered. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we do know that Anara is tied, because of that video, to the past Terminus before he died and came back as like this zombie killing machine. So yeah, Anara is part of a race called Stegler. I don't know, but basically they're rock people, and they're people made out of rocks, as you can imagine, and there's not a lot of them left. So Hey Panzer, what's up to this? Welcome to the stream, dude. But yeah, there's not a lot of these guys left, and that's why we don't see a lot of them. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and read Naras Law really quick for you guys. So one of the few remaining staggers, I still don't know how to say that. Staggerler, I think that's how you pronounce their race. But Anara was ridiculed. I can't read. I fucking can't read. Yeah, alright, but oathbound to join the Paladins in time of their time of need, originally created to help the Ancient Order repel the first scourge of goblins. Ooh, wait. Okay. I see, I've never read Naras Law before, so this is really, really intriguing to me. Encouragement, the stunned people...
Chat, I could pronounce it properly.
Nah, Gregor, dude, we're not doing no pie chats on this. I'm just solely going over it. The goblins' encouragement, the stone people stumbled. I think that's how he says. Slumbered. I can't read. Alright, leave me alone. Leave me alone, alright? I'm trying my best here. Slumbered for generations before being summoned to battle once again. Anara was slow to act, but after witnessing the acrobatis emitted by the magistrate, she threw herself into the fight on behalf of the resistance, heeding the call of Valera and the Paladins once again. So obviously Anara, as we've just read, Anara is oathbound to Valera, and so we basically know that Anara is one of these ancient. Now there is 4 ancient guardian type things, I take it, and she's the Stone Warden. So I'm going to guess, this isn't confirmed, but I'm going to guess that she's one of these ancients, and she holds one of the ancient powers. I'm going to take it, because we all know that Makoa is called the Ancient.
The Magister commence I redact.
But yeah, we all know that Makoa is, obviously his name is Makoa the Ancient. He's a guardian of what, I think it was one of the Scaldron Islands. He's still one of the guardians for there, but yeah, he was a guardian. He's one of the 4 ancients, and we do know that there is 4 ancients, and I'm going to take it that Anara is one of them, seeing as she was in the fight before on behalf of the Paladins. Like, because if you go back and you watch the old Law video, there was the fight before where the magistrate and the Paladins were once a group together, actually called the Paladins. That used to be the old magistrate, and they fought against, obviously, the first scourge of goblins. So don't know what that is. I don't know what that fight is. I'm going to try look up a lot about that, because that is something I don't understand. I'm going to try that. Like I said, I've only just read Nora's Law first time today, so. But yeah, she is obviously oathbound to Valera. She does what Valera wants, basically, and she is on the side of the Paladins, which Terminus was, again, following Anara. He was, then obviously he bound himself to the Paladins as well, but because he died at the Battle of Crosswind, he was brought back to life as a zombie and forced to fight for the magistrate. So that's their little bit of info right there. Alright, so next we're gonna go over Barrack. Now Barrack has pretty big impact of everything.
This gameplay, not fucking history.
Well, no, I like the. Have you not read the title, Rage? Like I've said I'm going over everything's law. I'm not playing the game. Like I'm not playing gameplay today in the stream. I'm leading the law. That's what the purpose of this stream is. I mean, it says it in the title, going over every champion's law. So, but yeah. So Barrack, long before he came to the deep webs and helped develop the crystal power technology spreading throughout the realm, Barrack was a clever inventor and resourceful engineer. Since then, his signature contributions have appeared in almost every field of vocation. I can't even fucking speak, dude. Vocation. Yeah, I know. I saw your tweet. from mechanized mining suits and rocket-powered wings. Now, that is something I'm really, really intrigued in. Rocket-powered wings. Now, we saw Khan had wings, right? We saw that in the trailer. We saw that Khan had wings. Rocket-powered wings. Is Khan, right? He could be talking about Drogos here. Like, that we could be talking about Drogos, but we could also be talking about Khan. Alright, so we do know, if I carry on reading, I'll keep reading and I'll talk about it after. Rocket-powered wings, then crystallized weapons used by magistrate and resistance soldiers alike. Right, so his inventions are on both sides of things. After falling out with the corrupt magistrate commander assigned to oversee the security of the deep webs, he left and pledged his service to Valera and the Paladins. Right, so we know that Barrick once worked with the magistrate, and we know that Lian and Khan are oathbound to the magistrate by, honouring an oath from House Iker. So, right, just putting this out here, maybe Khan, because of these rocket-powered wings, right, that we've heard of, maybe Khan has one of these rocket-powered wings, because we saw that Khan did have, like, golden wings, and that it could just be part of his armor to make him look like some kind of fucking badass. But it is quite a possibility that Khan might be able to fly a little bit, just because of these rocket-powered wings. So, you know what I'm trying to say here. You get what I'm trying to say, basically. But basically what I'm trying to say is that Barrick was once part of the magistrate. He may have made these wings for Khan and then fell out with the magistrate, gone over and made, Cassie's bow and everything like that. So, that could have been, a little bit, just a little bit of information there. So I'm really happy about that. Alright, so what is it? Hey, what's up, Def? Welcome to the stream, dude. But yeah, so we've got Bomb King next, guys. Bomb King next.
He made the wings for Drogon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said that, though. I said that he could have also made the wings for Drogos, but then he could have also made them for Khan as well, which would be very, very cool. Or Khan could have got someone else to invent his wings based off what Barrick originally designed. I don't know. We'll find out when Khan obviously gets announced on Thursday. So that's not tomorrow. That's for some reason I thought it was Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. It's Tuesday. But yeah. So next we got Bomb King. I've already done a lot of video on Bomb King, but there isn't too much. Like, Bomb King is technically a freelancer.
Are to make him an absolute badass.
Yeah, they might just be there to make him look like a badass, yeah, but Bomb King technically is just a freelancer. He doesn't really have any obligation to any side, seeing as he was created during this entire war and for a purpose of a different fight. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll read it. During a fortress siege long ago, a clever warlock decided that the best way to breach her enemy's defenses was by creating walking bombs. Her warlock accidentally brought one of the largest bombs to life, creating the Bomb King. After destroying her entire army himself, Bomb King struck out on his own delusional quest to visit all the lands under his rule. The common folk know better than to offend or even stand close to him, as his regular demonry can instantly change to furious explosive rage at any moment. So, Bomb King really doesn't have a tie to any side. He was created for the purpose of just being basically a weapon to take over a fortress. But after having the power of free will, he destroyed his creator's own army and took it all for himself, basically. And so basically Bomb King's he's a badass. He does what he wants, and obviously he sees himself as a king. He is the king of all bombs, pretty much. He controls pretty much, as we can see, he controls bombs. He can bring them out at will. You know what I mean? He can just pop them out of thin air. They come out of his wrist and boom, fucking how many little bombs has he got stored in there? You know what I mean? But for real though, Bomb King isn't tied to any sides. He doesn't really have much backstory apart from this little bit. He was created solely for the purpose of being a siege weapon, pretty much, and he does his job pretty well. To be fair, he can pretty much blow up anybody in pretty fast succession. So he does his job pretty well. Alright, okay, so book, now this I'm very interested in. Alright, there's something I want to show you guys. So if we go into training really quick, if we go into shooting range, yes, and we use Book, if we use his ultimate, we will see the Scorpion logo, which Genos uses to void grip someone. So my theory before I even knew this, when I found out Book was a monk, Genos, was a monk, and he had a group of followers, I instantly thought that Book was one of these disciples, and now this just proves it even more. This little bit of information, this little in-game detail proves it even more to me. So I'll go ahead and show you when this loads. If it did, we will respawn. Good stuff.
The recovery also makes the symbol of Genos' healing mark.
Yeah, it does. It really does. So let's go ahead and morale boost all the way up. I need to remove the HUD. So how do I do that? It's probably in gameplay in it or something. Where is it? It's not a thing. Removing the HUD isn't a thing. Right. Okay, well, apparently moving the HUD isn't a thing, but if you do that, you can kind of see Genos' little mark, really, like the stars that do it, like the stars that, the little symbolism, you can kind of see it. I know I can't really remove the HUD, I don't know how you do that, but if we go ahead and use his ultimate, look in the top, you see the Scorpion, which Genos uses. So we know now, because of this, we now know that my theory was correct, and Book is doing the same training as Genos. He's training under Genos's.
Go third person.
That could work. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I didn't know how you saw it, but yeah. There we go. There we see it, guys. There we see it. So boom. It's pretty nice stuff. You can see the claw right there again. I wonder if there's one when he jumps. No, what about when he net shots? No, there isn't. Okay. Alright, well that's whatever. But yeah, so that kind of just confirms my theory of Book is a disciple of Genos, and he's trying to do what Genos has done and ascend. So yeah. That's a pretty cool way of looking at it. He's basically ascended, trying to ascend like Genos has ascended, and he's following under Genos's, law, basically, under Genos's command. He is one of the monks that is part of Genos's group. Like, if we read Genos, he says he leaves a couple of disciples behind. It's somewhere in here. Let me find it. But leaving behind a small group of followers dedicated to carrying on his legacy. So yeah, Book is one of them dedicated followers, obviously, because he trains under him. He is a monk as well, and we know that he uses Genos's, part of Genos's teaching people how to ascend, like Book and others. So
Buck does have godlike powers with his ult and recovery.
Yep, with his ult and recovery. There we go. He can instantly restore health to himself immediately, and he can create infinite ammo for a short period of time. That is pretty much godlike ability right there. Like, being able to do something like that is like insane. Being able to jump, to be able to jump as far as Buck can. He has to have something in him which makes him ascended in a way. He's not quite on the level of what Genos is, but he's nearly there. You know what I mean? He has got the powers that Genos has, just not quite on the level of what Genos actually has. Genos is stronger, but Buck is strong in his own way. So I really like the law tied to those two is really cool. I can't wait for that to be expanded more, because that is going to be expanded
But
more.
why train noise?
Why train noise? Not a clue. Not a clue why there's the train noise, but yeah, that will probably
really
be
upset they removed Onslaught.
Yeah, Onslaught was, I can't believe it's gone. It was a good game mode. But yeah, so that'll be Bucka. But yeah, that'll be expanded 100% when Khan comes
look
out,
at
because
Buck's mark on the head and look at the mark on Genos' mark on the mask.
yeah, pretty much in the same place. So yeah, just pointing out, it is literally like he is a disciple of Genos. There's too many ties to say that isn't true. Like, Buck is a disciple of Genos 100%. You know what I mean? Genos owns a group of disciples, and Buck is one of them. And this story will, like, the story of the monks, like Genos' group versus House Ica, is going to be expanded on Thursday when Khan is introduced. I reckon they'll probably release like a little lore video of what happened during that fight, which if they do, I'm going to be so fucking hyped. Like, you don't understand. I'm definitely 100% going to be covering it on this channel. It's going to be like the source of information for the next couple of lore videos. Like, I'm going to be breaking it down to hell. And but yeah, so it's going to be really, really good. I can't wait for it. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for the lore there to be expanded even more. I can't wait for the Genos group and the House Ica group for their lore to be expanded. Like, that's going to be insane. I can't wait for it. Like, you don't understand how.
But why didn't Genos just go into the sky again?
Why didn't Genos just go into the sky again? Because he has his own disciples. He's already achieved what he wanted. He's already ascended. He's got these godlike powers, and even says he's even got some voice lines. Let me actually look him up on Google really quick. But yeah, there's like actually some where he says that he's been sitting around for years, and now is the time to act, or something like that. So let me go ahead and find that really quick. It's on Genos voice lines. There we go. If I go right, mountain up, skills, item purchase. Oh, where is that? Where's that? Can't find it. It's on here somewhere. Taunt, jokes, laughter match, spawn trapper. No, it isn't. It's not spawn trapper. Using weapons, feel my wrath. No, that's not it. Yeah, idling. Idling. Yeah, I spent more than enough time sitting still, searching for enlightenment. Now that I have it, it's time to act. It's time for action. Sorry. So that's why Genos is, still fighting, because he's already achieved his powers and he's reached enlightenment. He's ascended. You know what I mean? So he wants to use his powers for what he believes is right and what he wants, to use them for. And Buck obviously is trying to go down the same path as Genos, and he believes in what Genos has done. You know what I mean? He believes it as a good thing. And I don't know, maybe they worship Genos like a god, seeing as he does have godlike powers. Maybe that's why they are disciples of him. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We'll find out. Definitely when the map comes out, the Ascension Peak. That is the next map that comes out. So I'm definitely gonna be looking around the map for like little hints and things. There's 100%. I'm expecting another cinematic lore video.
Happy tears.
Like, I'm really expecting another cinematic lore video to drop based off the Battle of Ascension Peak. Like, we already know, because of everything that was released over the past couple of days, we already know that there's been a battle. Ascension Peak, there's been a battle. The battle's already over. But looking at the images, it looks like House Ica won the battle. The Royal Guard won the battle, which, obviously, Genos must have lost, because we see his mass being crumbled. We see it being destroyed by someone, which I'm going to guess is Khan. But yeah, so we see it destroyed. So we do know that Genos lost the battle, but I'm still expecting to see a cinematic for that. Like, if you guys, I definitely expect a cinematic lore video to come out from Hi-Res on Thursday, addressing the Battle of Ascension Peak. Like I would definitely. I'm 100% expecting a cinematic video. If they don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. Very disappointed. So, yeah. But yeah, that also brings me to Leanne. Actually, now we see that she is she is what's it? She's a heiress to the Ruby Throne. Now I'm very curious as to what this Ruby Throne is. Like, it's been brought up a lot recently. It was brought up by Hi-Rez a lot. It's been brought up by Hi-Rez a lot recently. It's been brought up in Leon's Law. It's been brought up in Khan's Law. It's been brought up in the Magistrate. You know what I mean? The Magistrate have brought it up. Like, I'm curious, what is this Ruby Throne? And obviously she is entitled to the Ruby Throne. So is she technically a queen? You know what I mean? Is she next in line to be a queen? We know that she's a scion of House Ica, which is a noble descendant of a noble house, or a descendant, sorry, of a noble house. But because of her power, because of like how good she is with a rifle, she earned the respect of her family's royal guard. When the magistrate called upon all loyal houses to unite against the resistance, she was honor bound to accept. So yeah, so we know that she's the scion of House Ica. She does everything in the name of House Ica, which is her house, obviously. Or is it her house? I mean, yeah, it definitely is. She's a descendant of the old house. So it is her house now. Is the Ruby Throne the overall leader of the house? Is that what the Ruby Throne is? Because I'm very curious as to what this Ruby Throne is. Like, is there other thrones out there? Is there like a diamond throne? Is there a platinum throne? Like, what is a Ruby Throne? I'm very curious to this, because like we can tell after plotting to herself about the legitimate heiress to the Ruby Throne. So we know that she is entitled, like she is the one actually legitimately entitled to the Ruby Throne. So is she some kind of queen? Is she the queen of House Ica? Is she the queen of something larger? What is she? Like, I'm very curious. I don't know. I'm trying my best here to think about this. Like, I'm really putting two and two together. I'm trying my best to put all the information I've been gathering recently together to try to figure out what this Ruby Throne is. But I honestly have no clue. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is. I mean, it literally could just be the ruler of House Ica. You know, whoever sits on that is the ruler of House Ica, or it could be somewhat larger, like of a nation. She could, because we do know that she comes away from a faraway place. Yeah, arriving from her far off homeland to respect House Ica, House Ica. So yeah, we do know that she comes away from a faraway land. So maybe she is entitled to the throne of that nation, and that nation's throne is the Ruby Throne. Maybe. Oh. Okay, so maybe she's entitled
China
to ruling
probably.
a nation. China probably. But yeah, maybe so I'm going to take it she is entitled to ruling over a nation, because she's entitled to the Ruby Throne. Right, okay. I'm thinking of shit that I've never thought of before. That's cool. That's cool, dudes. Alright, well, yeah, what do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about it? Like, the whole purpose of doing this live was so you guys can interact and let me know what you guys think about it. Like, I'm curious, dude. I'm really curious. I'm insanely curious as to this. I really hope they expand on the whole House Ica law, because there seems like there's a lot there. House Ica seems like a big presence in Paladins.
Once you get to Zin lore, then I have an idea.
You have an idea for Zin law? Alright, we'll cover that next then. Alright, we'll come back to House Ica and their law, because I'm still trying to put two and two together to figure it out. It's a very complicated law, because there's a lot of it, and there's a lot of it that hasn't been told, where there's only a little bit being revealed. There's only little bits of the House Ico law. So I expect a lot of a lot of the law to come out from Khan to be expanding on this whole House Ico law, because obviously we know that he's, like Lian, loyal to House Ico. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on to Xin then. Robbed of his noble. Oh wait, 1 second. Yo, okay. Okay, so Xin is noble. Technically, he is noble as well. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Robbed of his noble lineage, Xin ruthlessly carved out his own throne atop of the criminal underworld. By the time he was a man, he won the loyalty of enough thieves, assassins, and corrupt, whatever the fuck that word is, to build his own shadowy empire. The Thousand Hand Guild, anyone scheming against him had a way of vanishing in the middle of the night, while those who comforted him directly met their doom at the end of his wicked flaming sword. He refused to pick a side in the war, as there's more profit to being made playing against each other. Right, okay. So we know that the Thousand Hands and Lian, like the House Ico, they don't get along at all. We know this. From voice lines to everything. They're just complete opposites. She is a ruler that honors respect, and everything she does is out of honor, pretty much. Where he is the complete opposite. He ruthlessly rules over an empire that he has taken control of. You know what I mean? He is a ruthless leader, where she isn't honorable. So, was Xin the one that was entitled to the Ruby Throne beforehand? And because of House Ico, his family name was taken away from him. Is that what we're going with here then? It might be, you know. Because we do know that they do despise each other. So it could potentially be. It could be what I was just saying. It could be that Xin was entitled to the Ruby Throne beforehand, but House Ico chased his family off, so he carved his own.
Playing them against each other, the war between the magistrate and resistance started the fight with crystal accidents. So P of it.
So playing them against each other, he might.
And Rabbi had the same idea in the start.
Yeah, he could have been like. So he is a descendant of a noble family then. So technically he is a scion as well. Why is he called a tyrant though? Alright, 1 second. Something I need to check. Tyrant meaning. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it is in Hindu. A cruel and oppressive ruler. Okay, so the tyrant, so he is a cruel leader, basically. The opposite of Lian. But he technically is a scion as well. Oh, boy, this is fucking interesting, dude. Why didn't I do this stream earlier? Okay, so Xin is he is a descendant of a noble family, which he was robbed of his noble lineage. So he's no longer part of the family. He's still part of the family, but the family's no longer noble, because another noble family has taken over, which I'm gonna guess is House Ico. Am I right here? Because House Ico seem to be the big house, the noble family now, alongside the magistrate. So I'm gonna take it Xin, when he was a child, House Ico did something to Xin's family name, which we don't know. I would love to know his family name. Like maybe they beat him in a war or something like that, and they took over his place. It says he was robbed, so maybe he believes that he was robbed of his ruler, robbed of being a ruler, because of a battle that took between House Ico and Xin's family, Oh, this is cool, dude. This is some cool speculation
Imagine
right
after Conde released Zin's father or mother.
now. There is the release Zin's father or mother. That would be cool if they did that. But I don't think they were going to be releasing any mother or father
Or
figures.
even brother or sister.
Brothers or sister is a possibility, but I don't see. Maybe a general from the Thousand Hands that I was like maybe, you know, maybe came down from this noble house with him. I don't know. I don't know, but so now that this is out in the open, that I've actually read this, this is my final theory for Zin. My final theory for Zin is that Zin, obviously we can see he is a descendant of a noble house, which is no longer noble. So I'm going to take it that Scion, he's a Scion alongside Lian. I'm going to take it House Aiko be his family in a war when he was a child, taking over the title of noble and title of being that noble family in that area. So I'm going to take it that he was the person to take over the Ruby Throne, but now because of House Aiko, Lian is the one to take it over. That's what it meant by legitimate. I've got it. I think I am spot on here. I think I am spot on. There's too much ties there for it to not be. Carved out his own throne atop of a criminal underworld.
Even more.
See, he carved out his own throne, so we know that he was entitled to a throne, which I'm gonna take it was the Ruby Throne, which
ruining Zin's childhood.
ruining Zin's childhood. No, I wouldn't say Lian, because she would have been a child as well at that point. So Lian wouldn't have been part of the war. It would have been Lian's superiors or Lian's father or mother or something fighting the war, or even grandparents. We don't know how long it's gone back. But it says the war was. It says he was robbed of it when he was a child.
KFC and watermelon.
It says he was robbed of it when he was a child. So, this is cool, dude. Okay. So yeah, my final theory is that Zin is the actual descendant of his family. He is a scion of his family, which is no longer noble because they were stripped of that nobility by House Aiko even, and now they have taken that noble title. Lian, which has stolen his throne, which was the Ruby Throne, is entitled to the Ruby Throne. So Lian's the one that's entitled to the Ruby Throne, where he was meant to be the one that was entitled to it as a child.
They release even more lore and you are fully spot on. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm 100% spot on with this. Like, I love the lore for this and the amount of theories.
Can Genos be working against Magistrate secretly? I mean his voice line, you bring war to my doorstep, I bring destruction to yours. Dasu.
Yeah, like someone brought that up in the video I made today. Someone talked about that. Right, so we've just covered Zin, so we're going to move back to the Scion of like the Battle of House Aiko and the Ascendeds. So Genos, right? So he brought destruction to but I think that's referencing the Battle of Ascension Peak, because we know that the Ascension Peak battle has started. We have no clue if it's over yet, but we have indications that House Aiko won.
All of this lore is cool and all, but where do people like Cassie or Evie fit in?
We'll get into that. Like I said, we're not even touching the surface of like half of the champions here. We've only covered
don't get them.
We've only covered like 3 or 4 champions
to learn
technically.
A bit more about Zin, read Ying's lore.
Read Ying's lore. All right, we'll get to that after I've talked about the Ascension Peak a bit more. But yeah, so the Battle of Ascension Peak, we know that that's going on or it's over. But we've had hints towards Khan, the Royal Guard, and Lian and House Aiko winning the fight, with Khan crushing Genos' mask. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they've beaten him.
Also, for a big organization to go down, there is a need for some secret man working in it. So can it be Genos? Raised eyebrow, thinking.
It could be, It could be. Maybe Genos... Oh. See, you're bringing up stuff that I haven't even thought about yet. We're getting deep into
Okay,
this.
I have to go. See ya soon. Maybe later.
Scolded. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, you're bringing stuff up that I haven't even thought about yet. Oh, that's interesting, dude. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, but yeah, anyway, we'll come back to this at some point. I'm actually really curious about the Ying stuff. A talented young spellcaster, Ying is a master of illusions and trickery, able to befuddle her opponents with bewildering misdirection. That same magic also soothes the minds. need new shovels. Also soothes the minds of her allies to ease their suffering and mends their wounds. She made good use of those skills to escape imprisonment by a bandit king. Ooh. By a bandit king, and during her days as a adventurer afterwards, when the magistrate began its campaign of conquest, subjecting the realm in an attempt to restrict the use of magic by the common folk, she felt it was her responsibility to join the fight against the tyranny. Oh. Okay. So Ying was a prisoner of Xin. Ah, okay. Dude, we are jumping into some spicy shit right now. Okay, so Ying was a prisoner of Xin.
When Xin kills Ying, he says, I haven't forgotten about you, so the bandit king is Xin.
Yeah, the bandit king is Xin. It would only make sense. If he says he hasn't forgotten about it. So she escaped from Xin, one of the only people to ever do so. That's why he hasn't forgotten about her. That's why she's fighting against the magistrate, because she doesn't believe in a corrupt ruling, which Xin obviously enforces. That's why his name is the Tyrant, a corrupt ruler. So, that's why she's joined the Paladins, the Resistance, to fight against the magistrate, because she believes what they are doing is corrupt, because she is a magic wielder, she is a spellcaster, and she has been denied of that ability by the magistrate unless she works for them. So that is some spicy shit there, guys. Oh, we are jumping into some spicy shit.
And when Xin kills Shaolin, he says, what happened, princess? But why?
And when Xin kills Shaolin, he says, what happened, princess? I don't know, let's see if there's anything in his lore, actually. Tales of a legendary adventurer Shaolin has spread far and wide across the realm, countering his heroic exploits and defy antics during his short lifetime. His short lifetime? Oh, because he's young, never mind. Okay. He's already helped topple warlords, recovered long-lost artifacts, and betrayed the infamous Thousand Hands Guild. He broke... Oh. He's broken as many hearts with his magical longbow as he has with his silver tongue. But even when he has a stake in the current conflict between the magistrate and the resistance, standing up against the opposite magistrate on behalf of the common folk. Right. Okay. Dude. So Shaolin...
He betrayed the Thousand Hands Empire.
So he was part of the Thousand Hands Guild, which he betrayed. Right, so we know that Ying and Shaolin are connected. We know this. They're always shown together. Always. They're always shown together. Like, even in the Law cinematic, they were shown together. So, by betraying the Thousand Hand Guild, did he help Ying escape? Did he help Ying escape from the Thousand Hands, and that's why he betrayed them? And it says he was an adventurer. We know that if we go down to Ying, it says she went on adventures as well. Let me find it. Talented young spellcaster. A person bewildering misdirection. Our alliance suffering. Where is it? during her days as an adventurer.
We getting into deep shit.
During her days as an adventurer. So, alright, dude, I think we've just come across something here, Craig. I think we've just come across that Shaolin helped Ying escape from the Thousand Han gangs, or the Thousand Han Guild even, and they started to adventure with each other. Because they're both adventurers. Dude, he betrayed the Thousand Han gang by helping Ying escape, to which they had to go on the run and become adventurers. We've broken it. Dude, ties. There is some shit being put together right now. Holy damn, dude. Holy fuck. It has to be it. That has to be it. That has to be it. Shaolin helped Ying escape, and they went on their run and became adventurers together. And they're both fighting on the side of the Paladins of the Resistance.
Rob, I just lead you into the place of fucking deep lore.
You did, dude, and I am hyped. Like, you don't understand how much lore I love the lore in Paladins, dude. And I love making connections, and this has to be it. So I have got two theories already, which I am very confident about.
Tell Hi-Res we uncovered the lore here. No need to try and hide it.
Yeah, no need to try and hide it. I'm very confident on the two theories I have just come up with. Very confident. Like, I am willing to bet my life on these. It has to be. It has to be. There's literally no other ties. It has to be. There's too much there for it to not. He betrayed the Thousand Hand Guild, and we know that Ying escaped. Ying, master of illusion trickery, she became adventurers. A young talented spellcaster, Ying is a master of illusion and trickery, able to befuddle her opponents with bewildering misdirection. The same magic also soothes the mind of her allies to ease their suffering and the mend of their wounds. She made good use of those skills to escape imprisonment by a bandit king, and during her days as an adventurer afterwards, when the magistrate began its campaign of conquest towards campaign of conquest, subjecting the realm to an attempt of the restrict of the magic or use of magic by the common folk. So the common folk, they both refer to people as the common folk. They both fight for the freedom of the common folk. They're both past adventurers. They're both got ties to the Thousand Hand Guild. Ying was a prisoner. Shaolin is a betrayer. He betrayed the Thousand Hand Guild. Dude, that's it. It has to be it. So Shaolin...
Zin calls him a princess, so Shaolin had a pretty big role in the Thousand Hands Guild, I'm guessing.
Calls him a princess. So yeah, he must have had a lot of influence. Like, he's like, it says here, the legendary adventurer. So he obviously has a lot of skill. It says that he's taken out warlords. So this guy, Shaolin, is a big deal. And I'm going to take it he was a big deal in a lot of the Thousand Hands success. But then maybe he met Ying, fell in love with her. This one is a stretch. This I am not too confident about. But him helping her, I am very confident about. But maybe he fell in love with Ying, and he helps her escape. The love bit, I'm not too sure. Or maybe he just took a liking to her. You know what I mean? Maybe he just took a liking to her. But he 100% betrayed the Thousand Hands by helping Ying escape, because they both became adventurers together. They both became adventurers. That is the tie there. That is the bit there that has confirmed everything for me. Dude, we are jumping into some fucking shit right now. Right, so I'm actually curious. Really, really curious there, dude. That's some really, really fucking dodgy shit there, which is really cool as well, though.
What about Maeve?
What about Maeve?
She calls Shaolin a prince when killing him. Maybe she had connections to Zin?
Oh, okay. Alright, let's read Maeve. After making a name for herself as a skilled thief... Alright, so she is a thief. She is a thief. And we know that Zin controls an army of thieves. A thief and knife fighter. The half Tigran Maeve decided to join the war for personal gain, selling her services to the highest bidder. She dashes from shadow to shadow with unnatural ability.
That we cracked IT.
If Iris proves wrong, then the trigger that we cracked it. But yeah, Maeve decides to join the war for personal gain, selling her services to the highest bidder. She dashes from shadow to shadow with unnatural agility. Concealed by her magical long coat. Magical? Okay. A souvenir from one of her most daring burglaries. The magistrate keeps Fortress Keep. While her employer finds her talents useful, they often complain of suspicious misplaces, valuables, and lost coins after she moves on to the next fight. Right. Okay. So she's a mercenary then. She is a mercenary.
Yes, that code is fucking magical. It has a big crystal on it.
Does it? Where? Actually, let me put the yeah. The eyes there, crystal. And on the back too.
The only way to prove us wrong is to tell us the apparent, real, lore though.
Yeah. Yeah, so her coat is magical then. We can see that. Because it's glowing and shit. So, right, but this doesn't explain though, because I was just going to say, yeah, what if her employer is Zin, and she works for Zin pretty much. But then again, it wouldn't make sense as to why she attacks Zin when Zin goes to kill Lex in the in the cinematic trailer. Because she attacks Zin. Maybe she's just had enough of his shit. I don't know. But she is a thief, so she is aware with that side of things.
But it doesn't say she betrayed him.
Yeah, it doesn't say she betrayed him, though. So maybe she was never part of the Thousand Hand. Maybe she was just a mercenary that did a job for them, and now was tied into the war. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maeve's a tricky one. Because she's a mercenary, so there isn't actually any...
Or she betrayed him also.
Yeah, but then if she betrayed him, I feel like it should stay that. But then again, she isn't betraying him because she's a mercenary. You can't possibly betray someone if you're a mercenary. If you do the job for them and then the next employer hires you to steal something from your past employer, it's not classed as betraying because you're a mercenary. Like, she is a mercenary. We can see that. She sells her skills to the highest bidder. So, maybe she did a job for Zin. But then who's the employer that fingered her to go after Zin? Because she does attack Zin.
Personally, the trailer, I thought she hugged him at first.
Yeah, I know it would appear that she hugs him, but she stops. Why would she do that?
It confused me.
Like, why would she stop him from killing Lex? And she put a knife to his throat. Like, that's one aggressive hook.
Late the Outer Tribunal.
The Outer Tribunal. Yeah. But that's Lex, dude. But she's not part... Wait. Are you saying that maybe they hired her to take down Lex? Not Lex, Zin? Yo. Maybe... Yeah, but then again, she's a criminal.
Might have known about her and sent her to attack Zin.
But then it says she's a thief. And they take down criminals. Dude, this is confusing as shit. I don't know, dude. This is beyond me. I'm trying my best here to think of like every possible outcome, but nothing seems to make sense. Why would they hire a criminal? Huh. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It is beyond me. It's beyond me, dude.
Yes, but they knew Zin was a big threat to them.
Yeah, they do know that Zin is a big threat. That is true. So maybe they did hire. All right, so let's go with this then. So let's say they hired Maeve. Let's say they hired Maeve to take down Zin. Maybe that's why she defended Zin.
Andronicus could hire Maeve to stop Lex from dying, since he and Lex were partners.
Yeah, but then in the exact same trailer, Androxis goes to ult Lex. Androxis and Lex are fighting. They're trying to kill each other. So maybe Lex hired, or the Outer Tribal, hired Maeve to assist Lex in the capture of Androxis.
In the trailer of Zin there's a little cinematic of him killing a whole army.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, yes, but I don't know how would that tie in at all. Let me watch it really quick. Let me try to find it. Because I don't see how that would tie in at all. Alright, videos. Champion teasers.
I don't know, dude, this is beyond me at this point.
Yeah, this is really, really confusing. I'm going to try my best to put this together though, seeing as I'm the one that's started this. Okay, let me try to find it. Zin. No, Zin. No, that's Vivian. I don't want Vivian. Terminus, no. No. Ash, we don't want Ash. We want a Zin. Not Strix.
I don't think it's an army, but just a bunch of people.
Yeah, it'll probably be people that have...
Please, Maeve.
Okay. Whoa, wait a second, what is that? What is that, dude? Okay. Plasmiv. We're not playing any games, we're just breaking down the law type thing. Alright, so I've paused it here. And there's like these big golem type things that he's killing. What are they? Okay. Alright. So we know he sets fire shit there. Okay, that's cool. Alright, this is one bit I'm curious as well though, because if we go to Lian's, we see Zin and Maeve fighting again. They're fighting again in Lian's champion teaser. So that definitely confirms that Maeve is an enemy of Zin. So maybe she has been hired by the Outer Tribal, which is the law enforcement of Paladins, to take on Zin alongside Lex. Like, just, to take on Zin, and maybe Lex is going after Androxis. And but then maybe she helps him because she's hired by the same people. She works for the same people at that current time. I think we've cracked it, Krieger. I think we've cracked it, guys. Like that's like the only one that actually makes sense. That is legit the only one that makes sense.
And golems are usually stone. The stone people are the Stegella.
Yeah, but they're not that big. The Stegella are big. Like, obviously they're giants, but they're not that big. Like, they were huge. They looked like big fuck off golems. You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's speculation for a different time. The one we're focused on now is Maeve. Let's try not to go off track here, guys. So Maeve, been waiting. Yeah, we've been live for like an hour, happy. But thank you for dropping by. But yeah, my final prediction for this, I'm not 100% I'm not 100% on this one, because I still don't understand why the outer tribal would hire a mercenary.
It's 1 p.m. dude.
Damn, dude. Damn. But yeah, I don't see why the outer tribal would hire a criminal mercenary, but it would make sense as to why she defends Lex and why she's attacking Zin and Androxus and that, and other criminals. It would make sense. So maybe her employers at the moment, her contractors, maybe they are the outer tribal, and they're using her knowledge of the underworld, the criminal organizations, against them to go after Zin, Androxus, and other criminals. I think we cracked it, guys. I think we have cracked it.
I'm shaking so much. This lore is so overwhelming.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, but I think we have cracked it. I think that is what's happening. 100% not confirmed, obviously, like any of the laws, but with the other ones, like with Zin being the entitled to the Ruby Throne, and Shaolin helping Ying escape from Zin, I'm very confident on them ones, because there's literally no other possibility. Everything fits that. Like, I'm 100% confident about them theories, but this one I'm not. I'm like 75 to 25 on it,
Shaolin
more leaning towards it could have.
Also, since he betrayed Zin.
Yeah, but then why would she help Lex? Then she would have no obligation to help Lex at all. She would have just let it, happen. Sangita, thank you for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Sorry if I butchered the name, but yeah. But then she would have no obligation to help Lex. Even if Zin was going to kill Lex. You know what I mean? She can't, like, she would have no obligation to it. The only one that actually makes somewhat sense is if Maeve was hired by the outer tribal.
Maybe Maeve was a part of the Thousand Hands Guild. Yay.
Yeah, maybe she was at one point contracted with the Thousand Hands. Because we need to
finally the outer tribunal.
Yeah, it's definitely, it has to be. Like, there's no other way it could be. But we do need to keep in mind here that she is a mercenary. She is not tied to any of them other than a contract. That is the only way she is tied to them. And once that contract is fulfilled, she has no obligation to help them at all. So we do need to keep in fact that she is a mercenary. So maybe she has worked with Zin in the past, and maybe that's why she has ties with him. Maybe Zin hired her to hunt Shaolin or something. I don't know. But maybe she knows who Shaolin is because she is a thief herself. She is a criminal. She's got a reputation in the underworld.
If they hired Maeve, then they might be turning corrupt.
If they hired Maeve, then yeah, they might be turning corrupt, but it might be their only last solution. To use another criminal against them. And with skills like Maeve, she is pretty much an assassin. But then again, I don't get why they would do that, because then the outer tribal could then contact the magistrate and get Sky. Sky is the most deadly assassin in the realm. That's what her role is, the Twilight Assassin. But then again, Maeve, she doesn't have the knowledge which Maeve has. Maeve is very aware and knows everything in the underworld, the criminal underworld. So that's the only one to me that makes sense. The outer tribal has to have, hired Maeve to go after Zin and other criminals to help Lex, seeing as Lex no longer has a partner because Androxus has been cursed by the goddess Nox. Dude, it's all starting to make sense a little bit. And that is like the only one that actually makes sense. It has to be. It has to be. I physically don't think there is another way that you could look at that. I mean, it's the only one that makes sense. So that's the one I'm going with, guys. I don't know if you guys are going along with that one with me, but that is the only one that actually makes sense, and I'm going to stick to it. So we're putting 2 and 2 together, the story of the Thousand Hand Gang. And we're going to try to keep going on that. I'm curious, which other champions?
It's the outer tribunal, so it might have taken them way too long to contact the magistrate since there's no fucking phones.
Yeah, it might have, but the outer tribunal is the law enforcement. So they have to be run by the magistrate, because the magistrate's the government. So getting in contact with them can't be a hard thing. Thank you for the 14 likes, by the way, as well, people. I appreciate it. But yeah, which other champion would be considered as an outlaw?
There might be the inner tribunal.
There might be an inner tribunal. Yeah, that could be like the higher ups of the outer, maybe. But I don't know. Alright, what other champion would you consider a criminal? Maybe Kinessa, because she's a bounty hunter? She is a mercenary as well, so let's go ahead and Nah, she's part of the Sentinels, so that's completely different. Okay, which one? Alright, let's have a look at Skye. Because she's an assassin. She's also an elf. Where?
Is Zin a criminal?
But Zin's not.
No,
Zin is
she
a criminal.
betrayed the Sentinels.
Zin is a criminal. Yeah, I know she betrayed the Sentinels because she was trained by Strix, and Strix was part of the Sentinels, but she betrayed them and became a bounty hunter. Alright, so I maybe thought for a second there, because it said she was born of noble house, that she could be tied to Zin's family, but Zin's not an elf, so that one's been completely disregarded right there. The only elves are actually Ying, Skye, Torvald, and
Kinessa died and
that's
betrayed.
it.
She left early before her first mission.
Yeah, no, she did betray him though, because everything she learned specifically to be trained for the Sentinels, and then she left them to become a bounty hunter, without any of them, like, she did it all without telling any of them and just left. But we'll cover that a little bit later on anyway. We still got a lot of time here. So Skye, alright, let's go over Skye then. Noble barbarian, Skye abandoned a life of luxury and wealth to pleasure her dreams of excitement and adventure. During her time spent on the streets, interacting with the criminal underworld of the realm, she discovered a natural talent on boundless passion for killing. When her career as a contracted assassin brought her fame and fortune, she caught the magistrate's attention, and now serves as one of the Grand Magister Khan's closest advisors. To her, the War of the Realm is just a long-term contract, one that won't end until the last of the Paladins are dealt with. So we know that she's got ties to the underworld, to the criminal underworld.
We still don't know what was the Sentinel's last mission.
The Sentinel, yeah, we'll get onto that though. Like I said, we'll get onto the Sentinels in a little bit. So Skye, she's familiar with the underworld, but it doesn't talk about anything about her being connected to any of these. She was an assassin though. So right now, the only ones that actually have got ties together is Lex. Right, so this is a pretty big theory right here. So this is the theory I'm going to go with. Right, so far, what I'm theorizing is that Zin was descendant of a noble family. Don't know what his family name was, but he is a scion of his family. He's a descendant of a noble family. It states that he was robbed. He was robbed of his noble lineage. I can't even say the words. But yeah, he was robbed of that. So House Aiko took Zin's name, or threw them out, and took over the nobility in the realm. Now, because of that, Liane is entitled to the Ruby Throne, which we know from her law. It says the heritless to the Ruby Throne. So she is entitled to the Ruby Throne, which Zin says he carved out his own throne. So we know that Zin was entitled to the Ruby Throne before he was thrown off of it by House Aiko. Because of that, he became a criminal king, a bandit king, and carved out his own throne that way. Shaolin was a part of this king's army until Ying came in as a prisoner. Shaolin took a liking to Ying and helped her escape.
Now I want someone from Zin's family, or someone who's a big role in the Thousand Hands Guild.
Same. I want that too. I'm really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. But yeah, so Shaolin took a liking to Ying and helped Ying escape. And because of this, And while all this is going on, Androxus and Lex stopped being partners because Androxus got cursed by the goddess Nox, or Nax, the goddess of shadows, and became an outlaw himself, which then tied him with Zin. They're both now outlaws. I'm not going on a stretch here saying that Androxus is tied to the 1,000 Hands,
yes,
but they are both
part of the 1,000 Hands Guild before.
Yeah, Shaolin was part of the 1,000 Hands.
Into the holy well of lore.
Yeah, Shaolin is part of the 1,000. Was part of the 1,000 Hands, but we know that that Androxus and Zin now have ties together because they're both criminals. So that leads for Zin to protect Androxus against Lex when Lex goes to kill Androxus, because Zin comes in with a counter and blocks it and defends him against Lex. Zin then goes to attack Lex and almost killing him until Maeve comes in and defends Lex. So that she is a mercenary. So she must have been hired by the Outer Tribal, which is the law enforcement of Paladins, to protect and help and assist Lex in the capture of criminals. So I think that's all I've got so far. There is a lot more there that hasn't been told to us. But there is a lot there that, like I just said, there is a lot there that hasn't been told to us yet. But I have got a pretty strong theory right there, which I am pretty much I'll probably will make a video on this, because that is some deep shit. Okay, that is some really deep shit, and I feel like this is 100%. It has to be. There is no. It all makes sense. It makes sense, and. There isn't any other way.
Go over the Deep Works facility next.
The Deep Works facility. That's Barrick and all of that, isn't it? Yes. I talked a little bit about that at the start of the stream, but I'll re-go over it, because obviously we spent like a good hour on this theory here. But yes, that is my theory so far for the underworld criminal organisations. There isn't any other champions here that could be considered criminals. I don't think anyway. Pip could be. But he's
Rob,
again a mercenary.
Amazing. I fucking sent you into the deep lore.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. But yeah, he is kind of like a little, he's a rogue alchemist. He does his own thing. So Pip's not really a criminal, per se, but he is a rogue alchemist. He does his own thing. But yeah, so that's my law anyway. That's my theory for the underworld organizations. Hopefully they add a couple of more stuff in. When regarding Zin and the underworld, because it is very interesting. So in this stream so far, we've touched upon the Battle of Ascension Peak, which includes Buck, Genos, Lian, and Khan, still to be released. Obviously, Khan is. And then we've also spent like a good hour now on the underworld theory. So yeah, that's all I've got for it so far. I don't think there's anything else that could be added to that just yet, because there isn't any other information available. But that is what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with right there. It just has to be. There's no other way that it can't be. It has to be. It just has to be. I'm thinking here if there's any other way it could be, but no other way makes sense. This is the only way that this would all make sense. And it has to be that way. It has to be. We've got to have cracked it, guys. We've got to have found the hidden law there. It's the only one that actually works. It's the only theory that actually fits everything that we've read so far.
Now we need to get more lore for Zin's backstory, either through cinematics, extra lore bits, or new champions. We fucking need lore.
Yeah, we need more. We need more. We need more information about the underworld, because there is a lot. there is a lot of information here that we've covered, but there is still a lot that needs to be answered. You know what I mean? There's still loads of questions.
Messed up more with lore laugh.
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions going out. You know what I mean? Like, why is Androxus being defended by Zin? When we don't have an answer there. But we need answers. You know what I mean? I mean, it would make sense for Lex to go after Zin, seeing as he is a criminal. He is the leader of a criminal organization, the Thousand Hands. So it would make sense for Lex to go after him as an Earthbound law enforcer. Yeah, that's the only theory to me that makes sense.
You need to tweet here as for a short version of this.
Yeah, I really should. I'll probably write a Reddit post about it as well, to be fair, and see what the community thinks. But yeah, that's definitely.
And see what they answer.
Yeah, that is definitely that's definitely it. I've got to have cracked it there, dude. Because there's no way that's not how it is. It's the only way that makes sense, dude. Alright, so for people that are new, what we're talking about here is the underworld theory. So I'm just going to go over the underworld theory one more time for people that are new to the stream, just so you guys can hear what we're getting so hyped about. But basically the theory is that Lian Zin he's from a noble family. Zin is from a noble family. We see that in his law, in his overview. We see that he was from a noble family, which is no longer noble because they have been thrown off by another noble family that has taken over.
Stuff a bit different, but it has to be something like that.
Yeah, it has to be related to that, which this theory. But yeah, so Lian threw Zin's old family off and stole their nobility and their inheritance to the Ruby Throne, because we know that Lian, as we just read there, she is to inherit the Ruby Throne. She is the next in line. Where Zin carves out his own throne because his nobility was stolen from him. So he was the one that was entitled to the Ruby Throne beforehand. That's why they despise each other, right? And then Shaolin, after making his own throne, making his own guild, the Thousand Hands, Shaolin was a part of this. Shaolin was a big part of this, as it says. He betrayed the infamous Thousand Hand guilds. He was a part of the Thousand Hand. Now, why did he betray them? Because he betrayed them because the Thousand Hands got a prisoner called Ying. Shaolin took a liking to Ying and helped her escape. It says she escaped from the infamous Bandit King, which we know is Zin, because Zin says, I have not forgotten about you.
I feel a bit bad for Zin.
Yeah, a little bit, but he's going about his revenge in the wrong way, in a way. But yeah, so Shaolin helped Ying escape, which led to his betrayal. They both became adventurers together after escaping on the run. They went on the run from the Thousand Hand Gang, and they both became adventurers together. We see that they both had time as an adventurer. Now, they both work for the Resistance, fighting against both Zin's group and the Magistrate. While all this was going on, while all this other backstory was going on, Lex and Androxus were partners working for the outer...
Did you see my comment on you last video about the Genos voice line?
Yeah, I saw that about the you brought destruction to my doorstep, now I bring it to yours. Yeah, we've covered the Ascension Peak battle a little bit, but I'll get back to that a little bit later. But yeah, so while all this was going on beforehand, the whole fight with Lian, Zin, Shaolin helping Ying escape, all of this crap, Lex and Androxus were hunting down criminals until they discovered a god called Nox, which is the Shadow of Darkness. Not the Shadow of Darkness, the Goddess of Darkness even. Androxus killed her, which led to him being corrupted. He became cursed with, the abyss powers, the powers that he has now. And because of that, he became a criminal, going against the outer tribal, which, they were both oathbound to, but Androxus broke his oath, which led to Lex hunting down Androxus, his former partner, which it says here in his law, vowed to one day take in his former partner in, dead or alive. So he intends to take Androxus in regardless if he's dead or alive. But he can't do this alone, because for some reason I'm still not sure about, Zin is protecting Androxus. Maybe Androxus is tied to the Thousand Hands or something. I don't know. That's still to be figured out. There's not enough information there for a clear answer. But there is enough information for Maeve being on side with Lex. Now Lex he works for the law enforcement, the outer tribal. He works for the law enforcement of Paladins, of the realm.
I'm proud to have brought up Maeve in this.
Yeah, but Maeve is a mercenary, and she protects Lex against Zin and Androxus. So the only one that actually makes sense for her being involved in that is that she was hired by the outer tribal, the law enforcement, to assist Lex in the capture of Zin and Androxus. That is why there is a whole trailer of them fighting.
There is a connection between Zin and Androxus. There are some voice lines between them.
Are they? Alright, let's go ahead and look at them then. Maybe there's a clear answer there. So let's go ahead and do that then. Let me get it all up. Alright, so Androxus is... Alright, I'll go to Zin, because Androxus... Zin wasn't in the game when Androxus was made, so there won't be any voice lines there. Alright, let's have a look. I can imagine it'd probably be in, like, Spawn Chatter or something. Death. Okay, Androxus. This doesn't count. Oh. Okay. So when Zin dies to Androxus, he says this doesn't count. So maybe them two have, like, maybe having a little play fight or something? I don't know. Alright, let's see when kill taunts. No, there's none against... Yeah, there's none. Yeah, there's none against
Androxus is a god slayer.
Androxus. Okay, what about... okay, let me have a look at Spawn Trial here. Spawn Trial, he says to Androxus, do not interfere with my combat, God Slayer. They are my kills. Right, so yeah, they are tied to each other. Maybe they're comrades, and... Oh, okay, so this brings up a whole new perspective of their story. So maybe they are working together then. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the Zin skins. And have a look at the voice packs for the skins. Right, champion voice lines, skin voice lines. Alright, we want to look for Zin. He'll be at the bottom. Alright, Conqueror Zin and Ebon Star Zin. So we'll have a look at both of them. And we'll see. We'll see there. Alright, so let's go down and look at maybe Spawn, Trial and all that again. Taking damage, no, death. Alright, he doesn't say anything. Yeah, he doesn't say anything when he's killed by Androxus, okay. What about when he spawns? Spawn Trial. Give me sword 10,000 swings of glory every day. I put more spare points into charisma. You are a natural 20. This shall be a glorious battle. You're quite the warrior. Follow me into battle. Right, so it says here. It's unknown when he says when he says he doesn't, like, the Paladins forums doesn't know which champion he's saying to this. So it says champion 2.
When I got you into the deep lore.
Yeah, but it says champion 2 and champion 2 whenever these are said. So nobody knows who these are tied to, but it says, follow me into battle. I give my sword 10,000 swings of glory every day. So maybe he's talking to Androxus there. So maybe they are comrades. That could be a possibility. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the Ebon Star Zin and see if there's any connections there. What about when he dies? No, he doesn't say anything. Kill taunts. He says to Androxus, those dark emotions will serve you well. Still just a novice. Oh, yeah, so I think this confirms that Androxus is part of the Thousand Hands.
Stars in talks about Talus and Terminus a bit.
Yeah, it does, but that's not the theory we're covering in the moment. We'll get to that. So maybe no, I think Androxus is a member of the Thousand Hands. You're still just a novice. The dark emotions will serve you well. Whenever he kills Androxus. Right, okay. What about when he spawn chat, anything? This will be nothing. No, okay, there's nothing there. But when he kills Androxus, he says that those dark emotions will serve you well. You're just still a novice. So maybe Zin is training Androxus. Yo, we are covering some shit right now. Okay, so I am confident that Androxus is being trained or is part of the Thousand Hands at this point. He has to be. Alright, let's go ahead and look at Steam Demon Androxus. Maybe there's something there. I don't think there will be, but you know, it's always worth a look. Death doesn't say anything to... Nope, okay. Kill taunts doesn't say anything to anybody. Nope, okay. What about Spawn Trial? Maldamba Ruckus? No, there's nothing there, which is unfortunate, but still very, very cool. Very, very cool ties there. Okay. So that's literally everything we have to talk about with Zin and Androxus. That's all the information there is. But that is cool stuff. That is some really cool stuff. But yeah. So I'm pretty confident in saying that Androxus is tied to Zin now.
To use some dark magic to turn into smoke, so he might have learned about some curse and trained Androxus to use those ability.
Yeah, maybe. You know, that would make a little bit of sense. And don't forget here, Zin is of noble blood. He does have noble powers in him. He is from a noble family. Don't forget that. Alright, okay. Wow, that's cool though. That's some really cool stuff. So Androxus and Zin are definitely tied to each other. Whether that being as comrades or in the same guild or whatever, they're definitely tied to each other.
The carvings in his sword do look interesting.
In his sword? Huh. I'm actually going... Alright, actually, let's see if we can find a logo on Zin.
EYY.
EYY, welcome the Bomb Hydra, what's up, dude? Alright, let's see if we can find a logo. So we've got these cloud-like looking things on Zin. On his shroud. Is this the Thousand Hand logo, though? Or his house logo? That's the question. Let's put it on the default, because it'll stand out a bit more. Like, look on his gauntlet and on his chest. There's carvings in the crystals. So is that the Thousand Hand logo, or is that his house logo, or is his house logo the Thousand Hand logo? That's cool, dude. I'm really curious about all of this. Look, the same logo is on 3 different plates of crystal. He's an Akatsuki. But yeah. So what logo is that then? Is that the Thousand Hand logo? Like, let me have a look here. Let me see if it's actually like a public logo of the Thousand Hand. Paladins, Thousand Hand Guild.
I recently tuned in. I don't know if you covered it, but I keep seeing that Leon and Zin has some type of relationship.
Yeah,
I think that is his house symbol, and he used the same for his guild.
It might be, you know. It might be. But yeah, but we've already... If Craiger, if you want to go ahead and let Hydra and everybody know, and Mitchell and everybody know about the previous theory while I'm looking this up, that'd be really that'd be really helpful. Okay. Thousand Hand Guild. Okay.
Who was the god that Andro killed?
Nox. Or Nyx. Nyx. Depends on which one you're looking at it. Yeah, it depends on which way you look at it. Thousand Hand. Yeah, so it just comes up with pictures of Zin. So what if I put in logo? Yeah, there's no public image of the Thousand Hand logo.
What's up with Andro and Saris?
I don't know. We'll get to that. You know what I mean? That's definitely something we'll get to. But yeah, there's no logo for the Thousand Hand. So this could be...
So Zin is of noble blood and he was entitled next for the Ruby Throne, but it was stolen from him by House Echo, so he carved his own throne.
Yeah, pretty much.
Andro and Saris know each other.
Yeah, they know each other because they're both servants of the Abyss. Saris willingly and Droxus forcefully. But we'll cover that. That's something we'll cover, don't worry. But yeah, so there's no actual logo for the Thousand Hands or Zin's noble family's logo. So
I think Andro has been in the void once, I think.
Yeah, Andro's definitely been in the void. Like it happened to him when he killed Nox. He went into the void, like he was forced into it. But yeah, so that could either be his house logo on his arm, or it could be the Thousand Hand logo, or it could be the Thousand Hand logo, but it's the same logo as his house family, his house's logo. So he could have used his house's logo for the Thousand Hand. But yeah, so we found his logo. That is definitely his logo because it comes up 3 times. It comes up on both gauntlets and on the chest as well. It's on the chest too. But then again, actually, that looks a little. No, that's definitely the same. That's 100% the same, guys.
Also, Shaolin and Ying. They were together at the Paladins lore video.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna explain this theory one more time. I've explained it like 6 times now, but there is some new people in. But yeah, I'll explain the theory of the Underworld again, which me and Kreger and a couple of others have, we're fairly confident in. Right, so Zin...
And Maeve was ordered by the Outer Tribunal to assassinate Zin cause the Outer Tribunal know that Zin is a big threat, so they ordered Maeve.
Yeah, alright, yeah, pretty much. But, alright, so what the theory is that Zin was of noble family, and he was rejected of his throne, he was robbed of it. His family was thrown away, as you can see at the top line of his law.
A connection with Andronicus.
Yeah, the noble family that kicked him out and took over his place was House Ico. They are now entitled to the Ruby Throne, but Zin was entitled to the Ruby Throne beforehand. But because he was rejected of that and robbed of it, he went to the Underworld with a ruthless passion and basically carved out his own throne. So he is now the king of the Underworld. And because of that, he created a guild, obviously his own army, which was the Thousand Hand Guild. Now, Shaolin was part of this guild. He was a big player in it, right? It says he betrayed the Thousand Hand, the infamous Thousand Hand Guild. The reason he betrayed them is because the Thousand Hands got a prisoner called Ying. Ying was a prisoner to the Bandit King, which obviously we know as was Zin. So, the reason Shaolin betrayed the Thousand Hands is because he took a liking to Ying, he helped her escape, and they both went on the run and became adventurers together. The tales of the legendary adventurer Shaolin have spelt across the far and wide the realm. So yeah, Shaolin was a famous adventurer, obviously because he left the Thousand Hands and started to adventure with Ying. It says in her law as well, imprisoned by a bandit king, and during her adventures, used her skills to escape from the imprisonment by a bandit king, and during her days as an adventurer onwards. So Shaolin, they both fought their way out. Shaolin helped Ying escape by helping her fight her way out of the Thousand Hand. So then they both went on the run to both become adventurers together. That's why they're seen together all the time, because Shaolin helped Ying. Now, they're both part of the resistance. They're both part of the Paladins, the resistance, which are, obviously seen as still a criminal outlaw, but they're good. They're good guys.
Bandit King Zin?
The Bandit King is Zin, yes.
And now I think of all the damn fan fiction with Zin and Leon, and I'm thinking, why are some people like this?
But yeah,
yes,
but anyway,
is
while
Nox a legit god? Cause if Nox is legit, she is a woman and she is the goddess of the night.
Yeah, Nox is legit. Nox is legit. She is a legit god. She is a Roman god, I think. But yeah, she is the goddess of the night. But yeah, while all this was going on with the Thousand Hands and everything, Androxus and Lex were partners. They were previous partners, as it says here. His partner Androxus, and then Androxus, it says as well that he was once a noble lawman of the Outer Tribal. But then they both came across Nox.
Greek.
Oh, Greek even then. But yeah, they both came against Nox, but Androxus was the one to kill her, therefore being inflicted with a curse. Obviously, we all know him as the Godslayer. He was a curse and all this crap. So Androxus is now inflicted with a curse, which has led him on a dark path because he is hungry for souls. He is now basically the ruler of the night. He is what the night is. He is the shadows and all that crap. That's why he says, you can shoot at the shadows, but nothing will happen and all that crap.
I played Nox and she was Greek.
Yeah, she is Greek then, my bad. But yeah, so nothing happened, like, that right there, Androxus becomes, like, pretty much the new god, the god of night, pretty much. He is the God Slayer.
Searched it up also.
But yeah, so then, because of this, Androxus, it leads Androxus to become a criminal. So Androxus then, therefore, is trying to be recruited by Zin. Zin is trying to get Androxus by teaching him how to control his abilities and stuff, because Zin is already aware of all of this. He knows how to do that, and he knows that having Androxus on the team would be a massive benefit.
Now. Sorry, T, this is really cool though, have fun.
Yeah, I will do, don't worry, Death. Thank you though. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, so
what about this Squadron thing?
The Squadron thing, we'll cover that. We will cover that. Don't worry. We're going to cover everything. I'm going to try my best to cover everything in one live stream. There's so much I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover it all in one live stream, but I'm going to try my best. But yeah, so because of Androxus now becoming a criminal, Lex is hired to kill him.
Is it just a coincidence that Genos, Leon and Zin are my fav champs?
Don't worry, they're my favourite champions as well. Don't worry, they're my favourite trio, them three. But yeah, so we know at the bottom, at his bottom of Lex's Law, it says, vowed to one day take in his former partner in dead or alive. That means he is hunting Androxus. He is going after Androxus, his former partner, but he can't take on this alone because the Outer Tribal is aware that Zin is protecting Androxus. That's why we see Zin jump in and counter Lex when Lex goes to kill Androxus in the cinematic trailer. But as Zin goes to kill Lex, Maeve jumps in and attacks Zin and protects Lex. So the theory is because she is a mercenary, she has been hired to help Lex and assist in the capture of Zin and Androxus. So she is part of the good guys right now. Even though she is a thief and a criminal, she is a mercenary.
Make a vid or some vids of these lore we uncovered so I could tell my friends about this shit also and the people who weren't.
Yeah, I am 100% making a video about this. Don't worry. Like the underworld is definitely getting its own video. Like I have put too much thought and effort into this to not make a video about it. Don't worry, it is happening. But yeah, so because of this, the outer tribal hired Maeve to protect Lex and assist him in the capture.
Good gal, LOL.
Yeah, to help in the capture and assist of Zin and Androxus. So she is helping Lex currently. We need to keep in mind that she is a mercenary. And once the contract is fulfilled, she could turn her backs on Lex and kill him instantly. She has no obligation after the contract is done to help the Outer Tribal, unless they continue to hire her. So, we do need to keep in mind that she is a mercenary. She is not obliged to help any of these. She does what she wants, even though there's a contract there. She could choose to terminate that contract at any chance. And as if she doesn't get her payment,
one thing is evil usually
then it's not.
loses in movies,
you know what I mean?
But there are way more corrupt people than good people.
Yeah, so Maeve is technically corrupt and evil, but because she's a mercenary, she's fighting for the right side currently. But yeah, anyway, that's the theory of the underworld. Right now, that's all I've got. So yeah, I don't know if you guys agree or not.
A way bigger chance.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys agree with my theory or not. This is what me and Craig have both come up with throughout the process of this entire stream. So yeah, that's the theory. That's the theory of what everything I think of anyway. I wanted to try implement Sky in there somewhere, but there is literally no answers as to Sky's previous background. We know she was an assassin.
Zero agree.
Yeah. I 100% am confident that is the story. But yeah, I wanted to put Sky in there, but there's just no way that she could be tied. And she has obviously got a criminal past, but she's now an advisor for the magistrate, so she's not involved in that world anymore.
I've been supporting this channel for too long to not agree with you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Gregor. But yeah, she's not tied to the underworld anymore. She's tied to the magistrate, so she's in a completely different world at the moment. They're still in the same world, but they're just
Lex and Pip?
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. Lex and Pip. Yeah, because Lex helps Pip, doesn't he? He saves Pip because Pip was getting ganked. Explosive weapon instead of okay. All right, let's go ahead and read Pip's then. So unlike most of other Vulpin, Pip chose to specialize in weaponized explosive instead of cultivative alchemy. He left Bright Marsh, his homeland, in search of adventure across the realm. Yeah, in search of where was I? In search of adventure across the realm. Now he splits his team between brewing up all sorts of fury connect. I can't even read that word. Contections, I think that is, to use against the magistrate's forces and create restorative potions to aid his friends. While his allies have come to appreciate his assistance and experience, they fully understand that the little fox...
Just give me a short version and wait. The people who attacked Pip could have been a little group sent to attack him.
Yeah, but a little fox is unpredictable as he is dangerous. Pip technically is a thief, yes, but why would Lex help him then? That makes no sense, because Lex is with the magistrate. He works with the outer tribal, which the outer tribal is under the control of the magistrate, the government. Pip works for the resistance. He helps the resistance. I mean, it says clearly to use against the magistrate's forces. So why would Lex help him? Why would Lex help him there? That's confusing, dude. That is really confusing. Why would Lex help Pip? They're on completely different sides.
Messed up there.
Yeah, I think Hi-Rez might have messed up there, because there is completely no ties there. They're complete opposites. Pip is on a completely different team. He is a thief. Like, why would he help him?
Hi-Rez messed up.
Yeah, Hi-Rez must have messed up a bit there. That must have been something that was they didn't think about and they just did. You know what I mean? They just thought, oh, we'll put Pip in there because, you know, why not? Yeah, so that one really don't make any sense. Huh. I don't know, I'm confused, dude. I'm confused.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. So basically, Craig, while you were gone, we figured out that Hi-Rez must have messed up.
Got anything new?
Yeah, we figured out that Hi-Rez must have messed up in connecting Pip and Lex because they're complete opposites. Pip works for the Paladins and is also a thief, while Lex is a law enforcer and works for the magistrate. So there's no way they can be in any way allies. at all. So there was no reason for Lex to help Pip, but yeah, he did. So Hi-Rez must have messed up a little bit there. I'm curious about Evie.
I got to watch the video. Be right back.
Alright, you go watch the video, dude. We won't discuss anything too.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Alright, I'm actually curious about Evie though.
Or maybe it's not Pip.
It is Pip though. Because look at the shadows. If you look at the shadows, it's literally, you can see it's Pip, and you can see from like his sleeve and everything, and the arm when Lex goes out to reach him to help him up, that it is Pip. It is 100% Pip.
Evie.
I'm curious. Is Evie a criminal then? All right, let's see. Alright, after cleverly tricking and imprisoning a great frost element into a magical gemstone, Evie went from apprentice sorceress in the Winter Witch to the Winter Witch, overnight. Though no longer welcome in her home village, which she left to an uncertain fate, she found her talents to be high demand in the war against the magistrate. Her true motives are as mysterious as the exact details of her background, though causing her allies to question her loyalty as well as... Yeah, does she? Oh no, we'll look in the voice lines. Causing her allies to question her loyalty as well as how long she can really hope to keep the vengeful element contained. Right, so I'm going to take it the frost element is in her staff. It's in the little gem in her staff. Then I'm going to take it. So she works with the Paladins right now. She's part of the Paladins right now, but they don't know how long she's going to remain loyal to them.
This might be a long shot, but maybe Lex didn't recognize Pip at the time, and by him just being a law enforcer was compelled to help.
Yeah, that literally could have just been it, Mitchell. That literally could have just been it. Like, he could have. You know what I mean? That literally just could have been it.
Hi, and see my name correctly.
Henoch. Did I say that right? Sorry if I butchered it. I tried. Henoch. I think I said it right. But yeah, alright then. So, if we look at Evie then. So, you said Evie and Sky know each other. Right, so we've already read through Sky's. Right, let's look at the voice lines then. Let's look at Sky's and Evie's voice lines.
Evie says when she kills Nando, you creep go to like Sky or something.
Yeah,
because it's stuck in that crystal, it says she doesn't know how long she can keep her in there, so that could be a hint to a new champ.
No, that's not a hint to a new champion. That's a element. An element's a completely different entity. So basically, an element is technically another word for a god, pretty much. Or a colossus, should I say, even. Colossuses are guardians of gods and certain elements. So, yeah. That is pretty much a colossus. And I don't think they'd put a colossus in... But then again, they did put ancients in. And Makoa and Nanara are both ancients, and they are powerful beings. You know what I mean? So, then again, they could. They could, but I think the likelihood of that happening is a very slim one. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at Evie's voice lines then. This is despair, it's not my fault. Kill taunts. Direct kill taunts, okay. So we've got some for Barrick. No, we're not looking for them, we're looking for Sky ones. Rest in peace, Ugga. Your wedgie slowed you down. Your wedgie slowed you down, okay. Okay. There's not too much there, just baseful planting. Alright, what about spawn chat? There's nothing for spawn chat, okay. What about Sky then? Sky. Let's have a look. Defensive, no.
I want to learn more about those golems in Zin's trailer, but there's not enough for it, so might be new race for Paladins.
It could be a new race, yeah. Okay. Right, she doesn't... Oh, she does say some stuff to Evie. Don't you have dolls to play with? Run along and play a little girl. Okay. So there's nothing really there. There's no real ties there. To be fair. From what I'm looking at. There doesn't seem to be much there. No, there really isn't much of a connection there with both of them. And anyway, thank you for 15 likes, guys. I appreciate it. Smashing them 15. You guys are the beasts.
Nuclear Sharkhead played the voice line before.
Played the voice line. Yeah, I can't play them out though. I'm not doing this on a... I'm not streaming for a PC. If I was streaming for a PC, I could have. But no, I'm streaming for a PS4, unfortunately. Right. Yeah, there isn't too much of a tie there though. That's a confusing one then. There might be something there in the future, but right now I don't see much of a connection. So sorry about that, but I'm not too aware about their connections there. So yeah, sorry about that one, guys. Alright, which group should we move on to next then? Right, so we've covered the Underworld theory. We've covered a little bit of the Ascension Peak battle. So do you guys want me to carry on with the Ascension Peak battle, or do you want me to move on to a different entire group? Because there's the Sentinels, there's the Deep Works, there's a couple of others. Deep Works. Okay, Deep Works. So Barrick's part of the Deep Works, right? Yeah. Came to the Deep Works and helped develop the crystal-powered technology spreading throughout the realm. So Barrick was he's a really...
Someone calls you a shitty Joshino, and Joshino hasn't made a lore vid about this.
No, well, I do my own thing, you know what I mean? I'm not... The only reason they call me a shitty Joshino is because I cover news as well. But I do pretty much everything in Paladins. I play competitively, so I upload gameplays, I like to cover the news, and I like to cover the lore, so I do pretty much everything there is to offer with Paladins. I don't see if you're gonna be a Paladins YouTuber, then I don't see why not cover everything about Paladins. I don't know. You know, it might as well spread to a larger audience that way. Hey, it's whatever. Alright, so basically...
I think Vivian, Ruckus, and Torvalds are part of Deep Works.
Vivian, Ruckus, and Torvald. Alright, thank you for letting me know. Just so we have some champions to go off. So, we've already read Barrick's Law. He is basically a guy that is because I had a theory at the start because of the whole rocket-powered wings thing in the side of his law, that I thought maybe, because he worked for the Magistrate before he joined the Paladins, that he, he maybe made Khan some flying wings. But obviously, because Khan's not in the game, we have no clue about that. So that's just a theory, but that's not confirmed in any way. So what was it? Vivian, Ruckus, and Torvald. All right, let's have a look at Vivian then. Okay. Yeah. So Deep Works facility. All right, let's go ahead and read through this then. Rapidly rising through the ranks of the Magistrate, Vivian's clever, persistent scheming got her appointed to the Deep Works facility, where she was the first to recognize the military potential of the research they were conducting. In the swirling chaos of the war with the Paladins, and she sees only the opportunity to advance her situation in life. Equipped with some of the most advanced crystal-powered weaponry ever created, she joined the battle not to prove herself or follow orders, but to silence the lone weakness of her true plans. Her true plans? Her true plans?
What is Vivian's secret, though? A new mystery.
Ooh. Her true plans. Okay. So she's working with the Magistrate in order to get access to powerful weaponry. That's basically what she said. That's basically what that said there. Is she's working with the Magistrate to get powerful weaponry, which Barrick created. Barik is the creator of the powerful weaponry, the crystal-powered weaponry.
Kriega is a bastard.
So yeah,
Truthlands could be taking over the magistrate or betrayed it.
She could be, you know. She could be looking to overthrow Lian, though. Or even overthrown... Yeah, she overthrown Khan. Grand Minister Khan. She could be trying to overthrow him. And, you know, maybe take over the magistrate. And use that for power. She seems to be on a power-hungry quest. That's the vibes I'm getting from that. She was on a power-hungry quest.
You saw nothing, Kriega.
Okay. Alright, so we'll come back to that. But let's move on to Ruckus and then Torvald. Okay.
I did.
One stone of the fallen wall golem.
Nothing I tell you.
Okay. Alright.
I've been here since the start.
Yeah, you have, Gregor. Alright, but while tailing in the Golmads, Precious Willie, okay, that's a bit of a weird word, but adventuring goblin named Ruckus stumbled upon the long-lost Mind Stone of a fallen war golem.
Knows her secret may be Barik.
The Mind Stone of a fallen war golem. Oh, because, alright, so we know that Ruckus has a soul trapped inside of the crystal, which he uses to power. So we have Ruckus and Bolt.
They both worked in the Deep Works.
Yeah, so Ruckus's suit is called Bolt. It has its own personality and it speaks. So that the personality is coming from a golem. The long-lost Mind Stone of a fallen war golem. So a golem's soul is inside the crystal, which is inside Ruckus. Or Bolt even, which is the suit. Okay, so we've got that down. He installed the relic into his mechanal I can't even fucking word. I can't even speak. Digging suit, hoping it would provide the suit with enough power to outperform the other miners. But he was surprised when the ancient Sentinel... Not Sentinel, sorry. Centrus reworked and brought the suit to life. Though it resented its situation, its pilot, and the name it was given. Bolt nothlessly agreed to a tentative partnership, one that freed them both to scour the realm in search of fame, fortune, and upgrades. Right, so that's what led to Ruckus going rogue then. War golems were heard of in the Zin trailers.
We know you're a Zin fanatic, but shut up about Zin.
No, Twicky, seriously, Zin plays a massive role in the lore. That's why he's bringing it up.
Please. Did Ruckus Spices
Twicky did. If you're not gonna come in here and actually like help speculise, then just watch.
There's a lot of lore about Zin.
But yeah, there's a lot of lore about Zin. Did Ruckus species die or something? Right, so now the golems, we know they were in a fight with the ancients, or a Nara, because she had a fight with the golems, and Ruckus is a golem. Not a goblin, sorry. They had fights with the goblins, and Ruckus is a goblin. So, okay. Like, if we look here, if we look in the Naras, join the Paladins.
If I didn't mention Zin here, then Rob wouldn't
First
have
scourge
found
of the
really
goblins.
deep lore.
Yeah. To repel the first scourge of goblins.
What
so, yeah.
named my style mate?
Okay, but don't be telling people to shut up then if they're trying to contribute. But yeah. So, Anara was part of the war against the goblins, which led to them being enslaved. Which led to them being enslaved to work at mines. To which then Ruckus found this war golem mind, implanted it in his suit, and then took off to fight. So he is technically a freelancer at the moment. Okay, so the next one was Torvald then, wasn't it? Alright, let's have a look at Torvald then. As the ranking scholar of a preeminent Authority or Runic Law at the Deep Works facility. Yeah, so he is part of the Deep Works as well. Torvald is one of the architects of the wave of crystal-powered technology sweeping across the realm, though he would much rather have his nose buried in a dusty old history tome or reach into a swirling vortex of magical energy.
Contribution points are ran.
Yeah. Where was I? Swirling vortex of magical energy using his enhanced stone gauntlet. He understands that the magistrate is driving forces behind and all his research, and he has joined the efforts to put down the resistance. Once the war is over, he has once more gets back to his work. So he's part of the magistrate right now. He's assisting the magistrate, telling him to show because he can't keep promises. What are you on about,
can just
Twiki?
Get out.
Yeah, Twiki, what are you on about? But yeah, okay, so... Alright, I get you. So he was part of the development team behind the whole crystal-powered thing. Maybe he discovered the powers of the crystals, and then Barik assisted him by creating inventions with the crystals, which obviously we know most champions have. I can guarantee you Torvald's weapon has a crystal. Yeah, look, there we go on the left.
I said I'll play with him about this time, but well, I want to learn more about lore.
So, most things have crystals. Like, we know Strix's weapons have crystals inside them whenever he has his reload animation. Pretty much everything has crystals. Talus doesn't have crystals, does he though? No, Talus doesn't have a crystal. I don't think. Willow doesn't have a crystal. Oh wait, no, she does in her chest. Okay. Yeah, so there is some things that have crystals, some things that don't. Tyra doesn't have a crystal. I believe she doesn't have a crystal. I mean, there's nothing in her kit that grants her special abilities.
All of Magistrate members has crystals.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that Tyra might have a crystal, or that might just be some insert design on the gun. No, let me actually go to the normal one. Yeah, so she could potentially have crystals in the ammunition to deal like additional damage or something.
I don't care anymore.
But I don't know, dude. I don't know. Ceres doesn't have any crystals. She's surely relies on the power of the abyss. She didn't have any crystals.
What do you think the thing?
But again, actually, she has things on her
is?
Chest as well.
He looks at it when doing the inspect.
What do you think the thing that Talus, which it is, he looks at when he's doing the inspect? Huh. Oh, maybe. Oh, that might be the crystal then, I don't know. I don't know, it's beyond me, dude. Alright, so the deep works then.
I just noticed the void and the abyss are different.
Yeah, the void and the abyss are completely different. Completely different. Okay. Alright, there isn't too much to go off here. Basically, the Deep Works story is then that Torvald and Barik discovered the powers of crystals, making weaponry out of it, to which then Vivian decided she wanted a piece of it, joined the magistrate
to... The abyss holds souls and the void is pure darkness.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Talus has a liquid flowing through the gun. There's a good chance that's the crystal.
It probably is the crystal, yeah. But yeah, so because of the success of how powerful the crystal weapons are, Torvald and Barik created, Vivian decided to come over to the magistrate to gain that power. That's why she is power hungry, pretty much, and that's why she joined the Deep Works facility. Is she wants power, pretty much. To them, which Ruckus is working at the Deep Works facility though, somehow comes across. Like, he has a suit that Barik has obviously made.
Barik obviously knows what Vivian's secret is.
I don't know if Barik knows, though. I don't know if Barrick knows. He might do. But yeah, but anyway, Barrick made the mining suits. So we know that. And then Ruckus found the mind of the fallen war golem, to which he put in the suit, which he put into a crystal, which was then into a suit. Or the war golem mind literally might be just a crystal. Like if we go back to the actual thing here, yeah, look, it's a crystal that's held in place. So it's possible that the war golem mind was soul was trapped inside of a crystal that he found, and then he put that in his suit, to which then powered the suit to come to life, to which then led him to go rogue and become Ruckus, the
Goodbye,
guy.
I got to go good theories.
Alright, thank you for dropping by, dude. I appreciate it. I didn't even notice that there's a bolt on the side. But yeah, so that's probably what led to Ruckus. So the Deep Works facility story is pretty much just that really. That Barrick and Torvald came across the power of the crystals. Vivian wanted a piece, so she joined, became all powerful. Ruckus found a crystal, he became powerful himself, and then dispatched from the facility to go out on his own little journey. So that's basically the story of the Deep Works then. So that's cool. That's cool stuff. Not too much of a big story, but the story is definitely there. You know, all stories are definitely good, something to speculate on. The one I'm still love the most at the moment is definitely the Underworld theory. That's definitely a really good theory that I'm very confident about. But yeah, so now that we've covered both the Underworld theory and the Deep Works facility, which one do you guys want me to go over next? Do you guys want me to continue with the Ascension Peak battle that is going on currently in the law, or do you want me to cover something else, like the Sentinels or the Ancients? What do you guys want me to cover next? Let me know. I'll do my best to try put something together with it as well. I try my best. I mean, the Sentinels could be fun.
Let's go for the Ascension Peak 1.
You want me to continue with the Ascension Peak? Right, so far what I've got for the Ascension Peak is obviously I've made a bunch of videos on the Ascension Peak thing already. I've made 3 total videos on this whole Ascension Peak type thing. And so yeah, I'm very, very already invested in this. On my opinions are very out there already. But yeah, so basically what I've got off this so far.
Continue with the Ascension Peak.
Yeah, continue with the Ascension Peak battle. Okay.
Let's finish Ascension Peak and then Sentinels.
Okay. Right, so Ascension Peak then. So basically what has happened is Genos, when he was a young monk, he was a disciple of, we don't know who. He worshipped something though. He worshipped the stars. And when he went to Ascension Peak, which at the time was just a mountain, but he went there to ascend into the stars. That's why it's called Ascension Peak. That's where Genos ascended. He went there and he went to the stars, and that's where he got his godly powers. And while he was up there ascending, people like Buck heard of his story. So Buck became a disciple of Genos to carry on his legacy. That's why Buck uses the same powers as Genos. He is just not as advanced as Genos is. Buck is not ascended where Genos is. Genos has full control of the powers. He can control them at will. He can control the stars, where Buck can control them temporarily. That's why he's able to just instantly recover his health, generate infinite ammo, and shoot at a mad pace. That's why Buck can leap across the entire map, because he can use them temporarily. Where, for example, Genos can actually generally float, where Buck wants that, but he can't because he's not ascended. So that's why Buck is a disciple of Genos' group. Leanne has noticed this and heard stories of Genos and his ascended powers and his godlike powers, and people like Buck learning about these powers and things like that. So Leanne wants Genos in the army of our House Ica. She wants him in House Ica as either a foot soldier or a commander or something. She wants to recruit him. And Genos obviously isn't going to go willingly. He just isn't. He's got his own following. He's basically worshipped on top of Ascension Peak. He is seen as a god. That's why his ego is so massive, because he is seen as a god. He has these godlike powers. But Leanne wants him on the team. So that's why she sent the letter to Khan to gather the royal guard. She's going to forcefully make Genos join the House Ica, which in a way is still a very good move. Now, Genos says things
Trying
like...
to think of something to help you with the lore.
I've got most of this bit down on lock, don't worry. But then Genos obviously says in his law that, you bring the war to my doorstep, I bring destruction to yours. So, but then again, with the images that Hi-Rez released, it looks like it's gone a very different way to what Genos is saying. It looks like he has lost the battle, because we see Khan crushing Genos' mask in his hands. So maybe Genos still isn't defeated and he just lost his mask. That is just a possibility, but usually when something like that happens, it tends to mean that they have been defeated and, they have been overpowered by somebody else's army or somebody else just in general. That's what it tends to mean. But that with Genos then maybe joining... Excuse me for the bad there. But yeah, with them maybe Genos joining the royal, the family of Iker, the House Iker, the being a servant to the Iron, not the Iron Throne, the Ruby Throne, then maybe he tends to strike back against them, and they brought war to his place of worship where he was worshipped, and he's never going to forget that. You know what I mean? So maybe he does plan to secretly take them out, destroy them within time, even though he may be working with them now. Which, all of this is still speculation. Alright, this is speculation. This is not 100% confirmed. But it is very possible that Genos does intend to destroy Lian and Khan's army, because of what they did to his ascension peak, to his mountain, to his home. And Buck, obviously, follows Genos wherever he goes. But because Lian is part of the magistrate, he sees what they did to Ascension Peak and what Lian did. Regardless if it was our own decision or not, she still represents the magistrate. So to resent that, he went and joined the Paladins to fight and bring revenge, to avenge Ascension Peak, the loss of Ascension Peak, where Genos is kind of like an inside man, where he is on their side temporarily, and he is secretly plotting to destroy them. Maybe not destroy the entire magistrate, but to definitely take his revenge out on House
I think
Iker.
Genos joined the magistrate so as to take them down from inside.
That's
Maybe
what I'm thinking.
That's why Magistrate Archives map has a telescope in the drawing.
Yeah, that's what I was literally just going over. So I think that Genos tends to take down, once again, maybe not the entire magistrate, because he's got no problem with Grand Minister Khan or Sky or anything like that. The only people he wants revenge for are Lian, House Iker, and Khan. So maybe he plans to take them down from the inside, to then go back to Ascension Peak with his disciples, to then return to where he was as a god. Maybe that is what his true intentions are. After ascending, he has become this all-powerful god, and you can't control a god. I'm sorry, but you just can't. Gods are gods for a reason.
So Zin and Genos want revenge on Lian.
That's what I'm thinking. That is what I am thinking. But the overwhelming power of House Iker's abilities...
Or maybe Genos is ascended so high if he is killed he reforms.
That is pretty... That's what he's a god. He can't be killed. Even though Androxus kind of kills Nox, she lives inside of Androxus. She put a curse on him. Her powers live inside of Androxus. So regardless, she still lives on. Just inside of Androxus. Where with this, Genos, yes, he is was immortal, but he is now an ascended god. He is an ascended mortal, he is a god. So you can't kill a god. He says this multiple times, you cannot kill a god. You know what I mean? Regardless, you may be able to slow them down, you may be able to imprison them, you may be able to fuck them up multiple times, but you cannot kill gods. Gods are gods for reasons. And Genos is now, because he is ascended, he is a god. So maybe he just wants his revenge. He wants to... You can't control gods. I'm sorry, you can't. Not without consequence. You can't control the power of a god. And we know Genos is powerful.
Got to go. Battery about to die, Saya. ... And I still want every knee to kneel before House Echo. Team Magistrate. Haha.
Yeah, thank you, Weird, for dropping by. I appreciate it, dude. But yeah, so you can't control gods, not without consequences. And Genos, you know, he knows. Like, I don't know if Lian knows this or not,
he
but
says this body is about to die or some shit, so he can take control of another body.
I don't know. I'm not aware. Let's have a look at his voice lines. Let's go ahead and let's have a look at a couple of Genos' voice lines. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say anything like that. I'm pretty sure it's just something like you can't kill a god. But we'll have a look. We'll have a look. Right, let's have a look at his getting attacked. Attempting to use ability, taking damage. It always comes to violence. You would fight a god. Yeah, so Genos, he always comes to himself as a god. Well, why can't I move? Leaving combat with low health. The stars grow dark. My light is nearly extinguished. So that's what he says when he's nearly dead, when he's out of combat. Death. All I see is the void. So when he dies, he says, "All I see is the void." Death is a transitionary state, one I can rectify with ease. So that's what you meant, Kreger. So when he dies, he can come back. He's a god. You can't kill gods. That's basically what that means. Is when he dies, he doesn't die. He comes back. Right. This is one thing I didn't know. A monk in apprentice only. So Buck is a disciple of him. If Buck kills him, he says a monk in the apprentice only. Yes. So, you know, he's obviously aware of. He obviously is aware of him. Huh? Kreger didn't say that I did. Oh, well. Yeah, but then Kreger said when he dies, he says something about another bot taking control of another body. So I think that's what Kreger meant by it. But yeah. Alright, what about kill taunts? There's not much in kill taunts. The only thing you offer your followers is strife. I offer mine salvation. So yeah, there's another thing. There's another like thingy of his followers. So Genos has followers. Obviously,
hello,
we can see from this.
Sir, oh great sir.
Hello, Temporarity. Welcome to the stream, dude.
I have a theory about this battle, so I'd like to add you on PSN and discuss it.
You want to have a little discussion about it? All right, let's do it, dude. All right, we'll have a little discussion about it. I'll put my PSN in the chat, and yeah, add me up, and we'll have a little discussion about this right now.
Quick ZH.
Because I want to know. I want to know what other people think about this. Because obviously this is stuff that's ongoing right now. None of this is confirmed. All this law is just being sent to us out of nowhere. In the form of free little images. So all of this is speculation. None of it.
When I get home.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so none of this is confirmed. This is all just speculation. My mum's fucking hoovering the stairs, so thank you for that, mother. Appreciate it. But yeah, so nothing here is confirmed. It's all just speculation. All this information is literally just being given to us in the past couple of days. So all we can do is speculate at this point. But yeah, so there's my theory. That's what do you guys think of it? If you guys want to challenge it at all, let me know. But yeah, my theory is that Lian's head of, you know, Genos' power. She wants him in the group.
If this lore is true, then Paladins will be even more amazing.
Yeah, if there's so many different stories, it's going to be amazing. But I'm very, very confident on the underworld theory. I'm very confident on that. 100%. I'm 100% on that. I'm making a video on that tomorrow. That's going to be the video for tomorrow, as well as like, I don't know, some other video, but that's definitely the video for tomorrow, because there's just so much. There's so much evidence there, and so much that just fits. It'd be weird for it to not. But yeah, so the Ascension Peak thing. As far as I'm gonna go with this, as what I've got for this so far is that Genos has these godly powers. He's trading people like Buck and offering them salvation. Lian's head of this, and she wants Genos to be, you know, she's head of Genos' power. She wants him in the army, she wants him as either a commander or a foot soldier or something. She just wants him recruited. So Khan, she sends Khan and the Royal Guard, the House Ico Royal Guard, to forcefully take Genos in and, you know, forcefully recruit him, which leads to Ascension Peak being destroyed. Yeah, which leads to Ascension. Which leads to the Ascension Peak becoming a playable map, because there's obviously a battle there. So yeah, that's why Ascension Peak is becoming a map. But yeah, so Khan goes there to recruit Genos to forcefully or either forcefully or willingly, whichever one. And by the looks of it, it looks like Genos' group put up a fight, but they wasn't able to withstand the power of the Royal Guard and Khan and the House Iker. So regardless, Genos has been recruited to House Iker, and now he looks to take them down from the inside with obviously revenge in mind. And that's why Buck is on the Paladins, to distract them from what Genos' true intent is, and make him think that he's going against his former comrades, when actually in reality he is just literally trying to figure a way out to take down Leon from the inside, and Khan obviously, and House Iker. So yeah, that's the theory there. If you guys want to challenge it, feel free. But yeah, that is what I feel. That would explain why Genos is in the fight, in the war in the first place. If he is, that's why it would explain why he's there, and it would explain why Buck's there as well. With revenge, they're there for revenge. But yeah, what do you guys think about it? Let me know. I'm curious as to what you guys think about all this.
That MR7 guy will want to challenge it. Will you play matches?
Will I be playing matches? No, I am playing matches today, Dante. I'm just doing that Mr. 7 guy will want to challenge it. But yeah, we're not playing matches today, Dante. We're doing like theory stuff. So if you're here for matches and you don't want to just listen to Noctis Law, then it's alright if you leave. I don't mind. That's why I expect why that's what a lot of people from my fan base are here. They were expecting like gameplay when we're just actually going over law. But yeah. So that's technically the whole thing here today. We're just going over law. Alright, so we've been streaming for 3 hours going over law. Damn. Alright, we'll go over the Sentinels, and then that's it. We won't have time for the Ascendeds or Wicno's Chosen, which I've got a pretty strong theory for why Maldamba is Wicno's Chosen.
This is massive history lesson for gamers.
Yeah, pretty much. For Paladin theorists, I think that's how you say it. I don't fucking know. My speech is awful today. It's because I'm really tired. I've been speaking for 3 fucking hours. But yeah. So we'll go over like Maldamba's Law, Merge's involvement, Makoa's, why he's got these ancient powers alongside Inara, a couple of others that we'll go over that in another live stream. We'll go over stuff like Fernando and Cassie, and Drogos, Evie, Kinessa. Well, actually, no, Kinessa's isn't tied with the Sentinels, and we're going over the Sentinels next. And then that's all we're doing for today. So. Alright, so let's get started on the Sentinels then. So, I have not read much of the Sentinels Law, but what we do know from the Sentinels is that there is 4 people that I want to try investigate with this, and that is Kinessa, Strix, Victor, Tyra, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so first we're going to go over the ties with Victor and Strix. So the ties there is that, it comes up, a former commander of the Sentinels, an elite magistrate and military unit. Victor lives in the shadows of his former glory. He took the blame for what happened during his final mission. He was stripped of his rank and reassigned to a lower position by the Grand Minister Khan. His training and skill as a soldier remain unparalleled throughout a long...
Sorry I wasn't here earlier. I might have kin as a Lauren Victor person.
Yeah, it's cool, don't worry about it, dude. Unparalleled though, along with his unwavering loyalty to magistrate, determined mind to regain his standing, he pushes himself to well beyond his limit in battle against the resistance, striving to end the rebellion before it picks up any further momentum. So, what was their last mission?
The last mission have to do Gorlux, as Leon says.
Yeah, Gorlux, yeah.
Emoji credit card.
Yeah, we're not doing any spams today, don't it? But yeah, so Victor, his last mission. What was Victor's last mission? Now we know it involves Gorlox, because you know, it says Tyra even says, I took on a Gorlock with my bare hands. These foes will be of little trouble. So in that final mission, they had to have taken on Gorlocks. But Leanne even says to Victor, you would run from a Gorlock, you are nothing but like a foot soldier or some shit like that. So Victor, but then again, she wasn't part of the Sentinels. She doesn't know what actually happened there. So maybe they were assigned, Strix, Tyra, Strix, Tyra, and Victor were maybe assigned to take on Gorlocks. And Canessa's not part of the Sentinels. She was trained to be in Sentinel, but left before her first mission. So, but their last mission, this is the one that we're focusing on now. So maybe they were maybe assigned to take out a group of Gorlocks or a pack of Gorlocks or something, to which led to them two, Strix and Tyra, both taking them on, where, you know, Victor ran away, maybe like a little pussy, because it's what Victor players do in it. They all run away. So it makes sense.
Ash knows Victor also.
But yeah, Ash also knows Victor. She calls him a comrade. So maybe Ash also played a part in the final mission. But then again, she's part of the Vanguard, which is a completely different section, a completely different unit. Like, there's the Sentinels, which were an old group, and the new group is the Vanguards. So yeah, it's different. It's different stuff. But let's go ahead and read Tyra's Law. Raised to shoot straight and survive the harsh winters of the frontier, Tyra signed on with the Magistrate's army at a young age after the Sentinels' disastrous final mission. She returned to her homeland to make a living, tracking down the monstrous threat to the common folk that lurked beyond the fringes of the realm. Her unyielding stamina and pinpoint accuracy with the rifle served her well in her own role, helping the resistance fight back against the Magistrate and bringing an end to the war that rages across the realm. So maybe the reason her joining the Paladins, the resistance, and fighting the Magistrate is because of how they treated the Sentinels after the final mission. Like, no one actually knows what the final mission was, but we do know it involves Gorlocks. And Gorlocks, I'm going to take it, are some kind of like bear type things. Like, if we look at Tyra's original stuff, it is like a bear. It is like a bear. So maybe these Gorlocks are bear type creatures. Maybe they're just like a bigger breed of bear. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like a 10 times bigger than a bear or something like that. I don't know. I have no clue. But we do see that she has scars on her arms. So, you know, a paw. Now, we know bears have, you know, after their thumb, they have three claws, I think. Let me look at bear claw real quick on on Google. Bear claw. No, they have four. They do have four. So, no, they have five. Why is that one showing four then? I don't know. But yeah, they have five. So maybe only like 3 of them actually hit her arm. She's got the same scars on her left arm as well. So don't know what's the story behind them scars, but she does have like claw things on her gauntlets as well. So we don't know. What's up, Dante? What do you want? But yeah, there's no actual like nothing actually there like actually confirms that she has these scars from these Gorlocks, but she did take on these Gorlocks.
Are some monsters with the 3 claws.
Yeah, so there we go. Gorlocks are like a type thing.
Can you do a stream where you play?
I'll probably do that later tonight after, like, with Nat or something. I don't know. But I'll probably stream again later tonight with actual gameplay. But yeah, so I don't know what their last mission was, but it did involve Gorlocks. We do know that. It involves something to do with Gorlocks. Now, Strix is a sniper, obviously. So he has got some parts in this. He was part of the Sentinels. So let's go ahead and read his his law to see what that is. But having spent most of his life in the military, Strix was an invaluable member of the Sentinels. Tasked with training their elite sharpshooters, he was reassigned after that unit was disbanded. Sent to the front lines with the regular army as he's prepared to put down the resistance always the calm and composed professional. He is the master of the stealth and camouflage, able to pick off high-value targets before the enemy is even aware of his presence, or they either can't even read, or that they are under attack at all. So yeah, Strix is basically just a very skilled sniper, basically, in the Magistrate, and he was part of the Sentinels. We know this from Strix's intro. He has ties with
Strix
Victor.
Strix is a sniper, though he was a melees.
Right, okay. But yeah, so Strix, we know that these two Victor and Strix have ties, because if you watch the intro for Strix, he points the scope at Victor, and Victor's like, oh, yo, look, buddy, over there's Kinessa, you're an old bitch, shoot her in the face. So yeah, the only melee champion in the game is Terminus. But yeah, and Drox has got a melee, but it's not very good. But yeah.
Barrick? But Strix makes a lot of fucking noise while shooting. How did they not know they are under attack?
Not a clue at all. Maybe it was the pistol. The pistol's quite quiet, but even then, I don't know. But yeah, so don't know where Strix's involvement in this final mission is, but he was part of the Sentinels, which we know so far have 3 members. And was going to have a 4th, which was Kinessa, but she did her own thing. So let's go ahead and read Kinessa's actually. But yeah, as a young recruit in the Elite Sentinels unit, Kinessa took to her sniper lessons with an eagerness and enthusiastic that surprised her mentors. Frustrated by the rigor of the military life. Sorry, I had something in my throat then.
Kregir Darm you Kregir.
She left before she could complete her training and struck out on her own as the realm descended into chaos and war.
Do you think Strix and Vivian would be a good couple?
Strix and Vivian? I don't know.
Kregir use quick attack.
I don't know. Vigilante bounty contracts were plentiful, earning her all the fame and fortune she lacked while she was in the service of the Magistrate. She refused to pick a side in the conflict, though, because it's much more profitable to contract with the both of them to commit to either. So she fights for both Magistrate and both the Magistrate and the Resistance, regarding whoever's paying the most, basically. Which in that way, the Magistrate will always pay more. So yeah. But I don't know. There's not too much lore on the Sentinels. I'd like a lot more information than what we actually have. But there isn't a lot. So, but yeah, that's literally all we've got time for today. My throat is actually killing me.
Quick on Rob.
My throat is killing me. Like, I've been talking straight for 3 hours now. My throat is killing me. But yeah, thank you for everybody that dropped by this law.
Didn't.
So it'd be nice if you guys drop by the next Law stream. It'll probably be tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a video on the Underworld Law. So if you guys haven't heard the Underworld Law yet, go ahead and watch that video when it goes up tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for everybody for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Yeah, thank you for everybody that's been here the whole time. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Peace.